All right. This is NFL Chaos with Jeremy. I am Jeremy, and I'm bringing the chaos. We are having a crazy multi-team draft today, and I'm going to start bringing people in. Let me bring them in so you can see them. We got different teams representing. Nick is a trader, by the way. You might not know this, but Nick Shine, turns out he's also a Giants fan. He likes the New York Giants also. I didn't know that. Did you know that? He called me up. He's like, "Can I rip the Giants? Like, I know all about them and I really like them. And I get really excited and emotional when they win." So I said, "Yeah, if it means that much to you." So let me start introducing the peeps, okay? So give them some music. Drafting for the LA Rams. It's fail time.
Yeah, let's go.
Drafting for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's Clutch. Hey, Clutch. What's up, Clutch?
What's up? How are y'all doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We got one more to go. Representing the New York Giants. Turns out he's also a fan of them. Nick Shine.
Woo!
Do a guy a favor, and this is how you get treated. At least play like the Undertaker's music or something, since they're down and dead.
Okay, just so you know, we also have Aiden in the chat. He's going to be repping the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we're going to have, it looks like we're going to have 5 teams. I'm trying to think if there was somebody else. I thought we had somebody else ready to jump on, and I'm trying to think, and I can't. Who am I missing? Who said they were coming?
Like 27 people.
No. I thought I had a Niners person coming, but that's not going to happen. I knew that. I thought Grandizer might come to rep the Dolphins. I'm going to see. Grandizer, are you in the chat? You going to do it in the chat? I'm just going to give him a few seconds to let me know because I'm going to have to select the teams. So I'm going to have to know if he's going to be here.
Hold up, Dark Soldier and everyone else. He is ball busting here. I said before we went on the air, I wore this for the Giants because it stands for suck. But then he wanted to twist it and attack me on air before I was in the room to even defend myself. So that's the type of character he's showing. He attacks people when he's got the mic to himself.
It's so funny because, Nick, that was exactly the way I'd be like if we're in the car and you drop me off. Right as I'm shutting the door, I'd say, "Asshole." Slam the door and like run to my house.
I would look for something and throw it at the car because that's
yeah.
Gitmo, thank you for respecting that the LA Rams fandom will have a very long first night of the draft and second night of the draft, but we're here. I needed to be here to represent the Rams. We are Super Bowl champions, so clearly we got to draft some talent to help us run it back.
How you feeling, Clutch?
I'm feeling good. How are y'all?
All right, you ready to choose? You ready to pick for your Chiefs?
Yeah, man. I'm excited. What's up, Nick?
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. What's up, Pale?
Good, man. Clutch, it's good to see. I've seen you in the chat before, so it's exciting to hear your voice and get your perspective on the Kansas City Chiefs, who you definitely are going to be one of the more interesting teams night one of the draft with those 2 firsties at the end there.
Yeah.
Peo, let's be real, Peo. Every team is going to be interesting you night one of the draft because you don't partake in night one of the draft.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
You're like, woohoo, look at the Dolphins. They don't have a pick around one either.
104. 104 is my first round.
So let's say hello to everyone in the chat. We got Cool Kev, we got Dark Soldier, we got Braden all the way in New Zealand, Nathan, Harry, Matthew Smith is in the house. Again, Aiden Tobin is in the chat, and he'll be doing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Gitmo Bob is here. Glad to see you, Gitmo.
Hey, Gitmo.
I'm guessing Gitmo was doing something fun, maybe some family time last night. So I was saying, man, I hope I see him today. And he's here. Some guy. What's going on, some guy? You are some guy. Wild Wave. Welcome. Everybody, thanks for being here. Ron D's in the house. So let's do this. Let's get ready to go. I'm going to start setting up the...
What are we doing? What are we doing for teams that we don't have anyone rep for? Are we just going to do like poll the panel?
It's going to be computer generated.
Trust the robots. I like
Otherwise,
it.
we'd be here all night.
Okay.
So I'm just going to select the teams that we are repping.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we get started, my phone's at 7% and I'm not home right now. So if my phone dies, sorry, but it's gonna take a while for me to get back.
Ooh, a race
Oh.
against the clock. I love it.
Okay. Well, I don't think you pick until like what, 27?
29. We have 29.
29? So will you be able to make it to a place where you can join us again?
I'm gonna ask for someone for a charger, so I should be good.
Okay. Okay. So we'll take the we'll
Oh, to
select
be
it.
young and have a life and be out on a Saturday night.
I know, right?
remember those days.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
I took a half an hour nap before the show started just to show where I'm at in life.
You know what, Clutch? Start looking for your battery now.
I got you.
Yes. Start searching now because you may as well because you're not picking for a while anyway.
Hey, before you start the draft,
Yeah.
put the tempo on slow so you can read out the picks as it goes. Don't put it on fast where it flies. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely. That's what you're right. That's what I'm doing. So let me select. I'm selecting I didn't share screen yet so everybody can see. So let's watch this. Let me get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Dele with your distracting comments.
I agree with Wild Wave. Wild Wave says the dedication to the KC rep. Yeah, he's out on a Saturday night. His phone's about to die. He's like, fuck both of these things. I'm going all in for this.
Okay. Share screen. I know it's
So
so
can you add the comments, or do you need me to read the comments as you're doing the? Do you need me to keep up with the comments that people are typing in?
If you
To
want,
take
you
a little
can
pressure
read
off you?
You can read them out. Yeah, I gotta look and see. I gotta like unteam my brother because you get one free member and see if I could like flip you in his place as the team member. You know what I mean? So
Do you
I
know
can
your
just put it this
login
way.
for StreamYard? If you know your login for StreamYard, Facebook
Yep.
message it to me. I'll log out of here. I can log in as you, and then I can have controls over the comments while you run the mock.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a whole thing because it's gonna send an email with the code. I'm telling you, like after this,
Gotcha. Okay.
it's like trust me, when you go on a
Okay.
different device, it's all messed up.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make you a team member, so you're just gonna be able to sign in.
All right. So I'll read them to take the pressure off of you not having to worry about the comments.
Okay, so let me select the Jets. I think is Grandizer going to make it is the question. Should I take the Dolphins anyway, and we'll just pick for them if he doesn't make it?
We also have Matthew Smith saying he will take the Texans. If you want to
Okay.
add Matthew Smith, he's in the chat.
Okay.
I got some bad news. Nobody here has a charger, so my phone's gonna die.
Okay, so we won't take the Chiefs, but if you do,
I should be home in a little bit. Shouldn't be that long, so
okay, so
there's
I'll
still a
take,
possibility.
okay, so I'm going to select the Chiefs just in case you make it back. If you don't, we'll just pick for you. So Matthew Smith wants to do the Oilers,
Texans, yeah.
the Texans,
Oilers. I like
Oilers. I
Oilers.
do that.
Oilers.
I'm like senile. Okay, Texans.
Throwing it back to 1990.
Exactly. Jackson.
Anybody else before we go any further? Anybody else in the chat want to take a team who can be here the entire time?
I'll take the Rams. Dibs.
Oh, the Rams.
Yeah,
No, but I didn't select them, so that's good. But he's reminded me.
I was
So
joking.
we got Miami, Jets, Jaguars, Texans, Kansas City, Rams, Giants. Does anybody know about you have to know about the other what the team needs and stuff. So we'll give somebody in the chat a second to say I could definitely be here.
I'll
Oh, he's saying that's Tennessee. He's right. I selected Tennessee.
yeah.
Good
Good job, Gitmo. This is why we need Gitmo here, because Gitmo is the brains of the operation behind the scenes for us a lot of time. He'll notice some things.
Braden's gonna do the Panthers. I'll do the Panthers, mate. Okay. So
I'll do the Lions too.
You want to do the Lions?
Yeah, I'll do the Lions. They got a couple. They got some good picks.
Yeah, but we're trying to be predictive, so don't do it to benefit.
I'm
us.
not trying to sabotage it. I told you I'm all about credibility.
Behind the
Okay.
draft, and Nick and Jeremy are arguing. Oh, I'm not on mute. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The only reason I don't want to do that.
Yeah, what are you
we
doing?
don't
Pornhub?
is
What do you
that
got going on
we'll
over
be
there?
Here all night.
Some behind the scenes stuff. No worries.
Johnny
Okay.
5 over here with a robot.
So let's select the draft and get going. We got a bunch of teams represented. And I think the Jets, for the first time when we're doing one of these mocks, will not be first.
No. We
So
got
the first
Aiden.
one-
Aiden's up.
Oh, that's quite the trade.
Okay. So Aiden, I just want to let you know, I already know what Aiden's already prepared me for what his first pick would be. But there's a lot of trade offers, Aiden. So I'm going to zoom in on this one. You could say that if you don't predict the Jaguars would be interested in the trade, you could say that because we're going by what you're predicting they'll do. But if you think that they would look at any of these trades and take them and say yes to them, let me know. So one
That
trade,
is very interesting.
Seattle is offering you their 9, their 40, their 41, next year's seconds, and both their seconds from next year, the one they got from Denver and the one they
2
got
seconds this year, 2 seconds next year. So you're looking at 3 second-round picks this year, 3 second-round picks next year.
Yeah, he's saying that he doesn't think that they're looking to trade.
Okay.
Like he doesn't think it's likely they'll trade. And we probably shouldn't really go too crazy with trades. Again, we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
So let's just go by like what got people.
All right.
Now I want you to know as Jet fans, we would love it if that trade happened because we know Seattle would be doing that for a quarterback. So anyway, Aiden believes that the Jaguars, he wants Evan Neal, but he believes the Jaguars are going to take Trayvon Walker. So the Jaguars are going to take Trayvon Walker with their first pick in the draft.
All right.
And
Dark Soldier saying
from a Jags fan.
Dark Soldier saying Johnny Five Alive from the movie Short Circuit many years ago. Good memory, my friend.
Okay, the number 2 pick is on the board. It's Detroit, and that's being repped by Nick Shine, who I didn't realize that he likes a lot of teams. So
I just know they have a lot of picks, and I like to get involved. So they got the 1, the 32, the 33. It could be fun.
do you need to see the board?
I do not. Detroit needs to sell some season tickets. Detroit stays at number 2, and Detroit gets very lucky here. And they land the boy from Michigan, and they're going to take Aiden Hutchinson to help build their culture and fit their mold. Now, if I was homering this for the Jets, it would have been like Malik Willis. But the Detroit Lions, I'm sorry, wait, let me take my hat off. The Detroit Lions, we proudly select Michigan defensive end Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
That's my drafting.
Now it is Houston's pick. Who did we say was going to pick for Houston?
Matthew Smith is in, and he says in the comments he is taking Icky.
Okay. So Iquano, and that's realistic, right? It's not impossible. The only thing
nothing crazy. I mean, we got to wait for the Giants to pick for something crazy to happen.
Yeah. Now it comes to me, the Jets, and we're being offered a trade down to 8, and we get 43. I'm of course rejecting that. I'm running to the podium, and I am picking Kayvon Thibodeau. And I know Gitmo Bob's going to be happy because I picked an edge.
Nice.
Now the Giants are on the board, so I just reject. Now they're getting
What is that? 11 and what?
A first round next year.
I mean, in real life, I would take that.
Right. I think the Giants would take that too, but we're just not going to do trades.
Yeah. All right. We're nixing all trades. That's fine.
We're nixing all trades. Yeah.
All right. The Giants, they need a culture setter on the line, and Icky's gone. So they're going to take the behemoth from Alabama. They're going to take Evan Neal at number 5.
Okay. And you know what?
Go up. You go.
It makes sense because even though the Thomas did better last year, he's not.
Are you putting face paint on, Pale?
I got to do something while everyone else is drafting. Yeah.
I feel like we're doing the draft with the Joker, and the Joker's getting ready to perform.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why so serious?
No, I'll be doing some fun stuff while I'm waiting for pick 103.
Okay, who agreed to do Carolina?
Braden did, and he just selected Kenny Pickett in the draft.
Oh, okay. Kenny Pickett?
Dark Soldier says, reject every trade. I don't want to be here until midnight. Dark Soldier, we do a 3-hour show on the regular. This is probably like a 6-hour show. So buckle up, get some snacks.
Okay.
Dark Soldier says your face paint looks like Frenchie's mustard.
Well, I'm getting the blue in there, okay?
He planned it. He said, while they're picking, I'm going to put on face paint.
I got some other fun stuff I'll be doing while I'm waiting.
If anybody is
Are
wondering
you like
why
sacrificing a virgin? What else are you doing over there?
No.
So the Giants are on the board again.
All right.
The Giants, what are they going to do here? They just got their franchise tackle. What are they doing now?
I texted my friend who's a big Giants fan before this, and I said, we're doing a mock, and I have the Giants. What are your suggestions? Give me for the Giants. Give me Jermaine Johnson.
Wow, they want edge, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I would have went Icky and Neal if they were both there. Oh man,
So the Falcons took Gardner, Sauce, and Seattle without trading. They were going to trade up to one and give away tons of draft capital. They have Malik Willis fall into their lap.
Wow.
And so Seattle could not be happier right now, right? I mean, this is real life. Seattle is very, very pleased. So let's zoom in here so we can see the board. Now, sitting there for the Jets on top of the board is Kyle Hamilton.
Okay.
They already got Thibodeau. Jordan Davis is there. Croft is there. Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Derek Stingley, George Kalafdis. Anyone who knows me knows who I want. And I predict that I am correct. And I believe that JD is going to say, I don't care if we have to wait an extra few weeks. We're going to get the best player available. And that's going to be future superstar wide receiver, Jameson Williams. And we're going to grab him right now. And if this happened in real life, I'm the happiest guy in the world because
we can just cancel the show and go home now. That's it. We can log off. This is a win-win for everybody. All right, okay. Matthew Smith, you were up again with the Texans at 13.
Okay, Matthew Smith at the 13. Wow, they got great draft capital this year. Okay, so let me show him the board so we can see the board. This is the board.
Who did he take? He took Icky, right? He took Icky with the 3 pick.
Yep, Matthew Smith took Icky with that pick, and now he's got Hamilton still up there. Jordan Davis is up there.
Kyle Hamilton. He takes Kyle
Hamilton. Smart pick. I mean, look, it's very believable. Why wouldn't they do that? It's a great pick for them. Washington Redskins take Andrew Booth. The Eagles take Drake London. The Saints take Chris Olave. Garrett Wilson goes to Chicago. It's really good that we took a wide receiver. Jordan Davis goes to Tampa. Daxton Hill goes to New Orleans. Matt Corral goes to the Steelers. Treylon Burks goes to New England. George Kalafdis goes to Green Bay. Trevor Penning goes to Indianapolis. Yeah. And let's see. The Cardinals get Khalil Elam. The Bills get Winfrey. Green Bay takes Lloyd. The Eagles at 27 after a trade take McDuffie, and Tennessee gets Nakobe Dean. And now we're up to Kansas City, and Clutch is not back yet. So we're going to have to pick for Kansas City. As of right now, I know that Kansas City needs wide receiver, and I know that they need safety. So if you look at the big board here, where's the value? Because they picked twice in a row.
I would say Scene.
So they're going to take Scene or Brisker, and I agree. I think they're going to go for Scene. Most boards have him ranked as the higher safety.
Some guy says Christian Watson.
Okay, but they go twice in a row. So let's say that. Let's get the safety out of the way.
Yeah, I'm reading some of the chat.
No. I'm talking to him.
Okay.
That's who I'm talking to. So now they get pick 30. So it's the Chiefs again, and I know that they need a wide receiver, and I agree. I agree 100%. I predict they would take Christian Watson. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah. I think Sky Moore with them signing Juju and Valdez-Scantling, I think they have size. I think someone like Dotson or Moore might be a better fit for them here.
I think you might be right. I think that they might.
They need that over the top speed. They have enough size because they still have Josh Gordon. They got Juju. They got Scantling. They have Hartman. I think they need. I think they have enough size.
Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday too. That would be a good pick for them to take the top off the defense. So, Sky Moore it is. Oh no, come on. Okay, there we go. Now let's see whose pick it is.
I'm up again.
Brisker came off the board. Now it's Detroit.
All right, can I see the board? Give me a second. I just want to get my Detroit here. You know what? I have almost 2 in a row, right? Yeah.
Look at
Give me
he's got toys.
for the Lions. I'm gonna select Sam Howell, my quarterback of the future.
Hey, that's the Rams pick. But I'm okay that the Lions have it.
Okay, the Rams weren't taking him, that's for sure. Now it goes back to the Jags. So, Aiden, you have a decision to make, my friend, because there's a lot of great players on the board. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. I'll also read it out. Zion Johnson's still on the board. Kenyon Green is on the board. A lot of interior offensive line. Tyler Lindenbaum. Running backs, if you want that, Breece Hall. Arnold Ebiketai is still on the board, but you already you did take edge. You already took edge. Devontae Wyatt is on the board. No way this happens, but give me Zion Johnson. Okay, so it's an easy run to the podium for Detroit, for Jacksonville in this spot. They're going to run and grab Zion Johnson. Okay, it's back to Detroit. We zoom in.
Let me see the linebackers, please.
So who's Detroit got? They so far they got a defensive lineman.
We got Aiden Hutchinson and Sam Howell. Can I see the linebackers? I didn't hear this name go yet.
Okay, so we're going to go to the linebackers. Boom. Dean did go, in case that's what you're thinking.
Really? Damn. I didn't hear his name, but that's exactly who I was looking for.
Yeah, he went to Indianapolis.
All right. Go back to the top then, please, sir.
Okay.
Give me I gotta take this guy. We already drafted Penny Sewell last year. We are going to add to an offensive line for a young quarterback, and we're going to take Tyler Lindenbaum.
Oh, I hate you. Okay.
I know, but you wanted me to do this credible. I'm doing it credible.
Oh, we lose him one pick before us. That sucks. Okay.
That's a hell of a line in the process with Penny Sewell and now Linderbaum.
Well, how come they get Kenyon Green? Oh, he took Zion Johnson, so Kenyon Green's still on the board, but we're not taking Kenyon Green. Okay. So here we are at 35. My pick, we already took an edge and a wide receiver. I think that we're looking at safeties and linebackers right now, possibly. But we're also looking at best player available, and Breece Hall is way up right there. Devontae Wyatt is also up there. So both of those
character issues, though.
really
Did you hear? Did you see the article on his character issues this week?
Who?
Devontae Wyatt.
Oh, well then
like,
we're not touching
certified him. Grade 1 dickhead. Like, is basically what came out about him. Like a lot of character issues, and like it was bad. It was a bad article saying a lot of teams will probably remove him from their board, which you got to figure would be us, right? With the way Douglas has been drafted with captains and character.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to try to get him with the Giant pick. We didn't talk about it last night. That's why I'm bringing it up. I'm not trying to talk someone into falling to my pick.
There's not like someone the Giants would draft though.
Harry is saying don't reach, and I agree. Although I don't think like there's a lot of reaching here. I mean, there's definitely not a safety, but there's definitely a linebacker that would not be a reach, I don't think. But we can get him with the next pick. I mean, Quay Walker is pretty damn good, but it would be a little bit of a reach in this spot. I think, I think it'd be a little early to take him. I'm torn between, to be honest, for the Jets, Breece Hall, and if we're going best players left on the board, well, they wouldn't go Christian. They wouldn't go Christian Watson at this point.
The other Christian.
The other Christian.
The linebacker.
Oh, Christian Harris, but that might be that would be a reach at 35, I think. I think at this, I mean, look, if I'm looking at this board is screaming to me. The board is screaming that I have to take Breece Hall here.
All right.
Even though I don't think JD thinks he has to, I think it's what the board would tell him to do. So, Giants at 36.
We are building our team to be like the New York Jets. We are all about the trenches, and we are going to select Kenyon Green from A&M.
That would be a very logical pick. They do need interior line. They suck.
Matthew Smith, you are up.
Matthew Smith.
Some guy. I do not think Chanel is gone.
Nope. No, we'll be able to get a lot. We're pretty much guaranteed a linebacker.
The door down. Braden's saying that Wyatt smashed the door down, suffering from a media hatchet job. Hey, it happens every year, man. They go hard after some people to sabotage them. Maybe they didn't get the interview that they want, so now they go after the guy that cost them money.
Yeah, you could see that we are going to end up getting a linebacker. Promise you all that.
All right.
See, there's a bunch of juicy.
I'm a little shocked at the running back pick. I'll be honest. I'm a little surprised at the running back pick.
I think he's a really special player.
Oh, I especially with our line, right? He would have all the makings.
I think we'd be really hard to beat because we'd have the ball for 8 minutes of possession.
What's his size? How big is Hall?
Bryce Hall?
Yeah.
He's more. I think he's kind of like similar to like, and I'm not comparing him as a player, but I think he looks to me like kind of. People are going to give me a hard time. He looks like an Adrian Peterson to me.
Yeah.
Like he looks that size. He
looks
he's
like bigger. He's like 6'1". I think Peterson's like 6'1".
So. Yeah, he looks a little. He's a little bigger.
Okay.
A little bigger.
Yeah. And we need that. It'd be a good complimentary to Carter and Coleman.
Yeah.
Rob D says, I can't get behind a running back before 69. Is that a joke that he didn't mean to make, or did it just sound funny with me reading it?
I know.
I can't get behind a running back before 69, but
that?
I can get behind one after.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We don't know what he's thinking. I'm just saying.
Matthew Smith says Ojabo.
Ojabo. Oh, Tom Bon Jovi, what's up, man? Mess. What's up? I forgot to say hello to people. You got to tell me they're all in here, buddy.
I'm sorry, we were having some conversation and a bunch of chats came in. I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're gonna take Ojabo, and that's not a bad pick. Some people might think it is.
No,
I don't think
that's a very good pick. They got Hamilton and now Ojabo along with Icky. They're building something nice there.
So now here go the Jets. Now the Jets are going to come in and get their linebacker. Sorry about that, guys. It's really an easy decision.
Some guy Googled it. Breece Hall is 6'1", 220. So very, very similar to Peterson. You were dead on.
So it's between Quay Walker, Christian Harris, and Chad Muma.
Just to pick your brain, since you're repping the Jets and you're on the clock, and it's more fun to talk about them than any other team. No offense, face paint Peo. But any interest in doubling up on edge with Mafe still there? Or is it just strictly linebacker for you?
I think because we got Thibodeau, we don't have to. If we ended up with Jermaine Johnson or Kalafdis, I would say yes to doubling up because there's more of a chance we're going to miss. With Thibodeau, I'm very confident. I'm very confident. I'm very happy with him and Carl Lawson. You know, and we still have Huff, and we signed Curry, and we're really deep there. And I really think that we have to think about the future at linebacker, because it's not just that we need another linebacker now. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with CJ, you know, after next year. So we really need to bring in a stud. Okay. The challenging thing for me is I love Chad Muma, I love Christian Harris, I love Quay Walker, and I love Leo Chanel.
So you basically want to run a 3-4?
No. But I need to decide between one of these linebackers.
All right. Well, you're thinking, Rob D says, Nick Shine, it was a little both. I don't want to run him back until third round at earliest, but also want to say it in the funniest way possible. All right, Rob, I'm glad I didn't make you sound weird. You did it on your own.
Man, it's a hard decision. So I honestly think that Quay Walker might end up being the best linebacker out of these three. But, I love Christian Harris. I always have. So I think I'm going to just take Christian Harris.
No argument here. What's the chat think? What do you guys think about Christian Harris?
They haven't been too critical of me, except for they wouldn't take a running back.
Friggle D just popped in to say what's up. Wild Wave is here laughing.
Nice. What's up, Friggle D? So Kyler Gordon off the board, Jalen Petrie off the board, Ekatabai off the board, Alec Pierce, wide receiver, off the board, DeMarvin Leal off the board. A lot of people off the board. Tyler Smith. Trey McBride off the board. And now we're up to Kansas City. Kansas City. What does Kansas City need? I forgot what we took for them. Oh, yeah, we took safety and wide receiver for them.
We did. I would probably look into can we zoom in a little bit? You know what? I would take Travis Jones. I would take a big body to put in the middle of that defense.
Yep. Can't argue with that. It's a good value pick. One of the best players left on the board. It's a sensible pick.
And it helps them out.
Sean Ryan to the Redskins. Green Bay takes. Oh, they take Ben-Hur Rainman.
How did Dallas get back-to-back picks?
50 more picks to the Rams.
How did Dallas get back-to-back picks?
They traded out of 25, and they took Pickens.
Oh, that's right. We're not picking for every team, so they can. Okay.
Dotson goes to Atlanta. Christian Watson goes to Green Bay at 59. That would be a dream for them, I think.
Right.
Tariq Woolen goes to San Francisco, to the 49ers. And that's someone the Rams would have loved. Cornerback Tariq Woolen, I think the Rams would be all over him, but they would be just giggly over him. The Rams, they get very giggly, the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
They won a Super Bowl, they're happy, so they go
Gitmo Bob says he hates the Hall pick. A lot of tread off those tires. No safety is a mistake. Anthony G says just popped by to drop a like. Have a good night, fellas. Dark Soldier says see ya, Anthony.
Okay. Gitmo, the draft's not over. I got safeties I like that we're. It's a very deep draft for safety. So
who's up here?
Hold your horses.
What team is up?
What team is up? It's Kansas City's pick again.
Okay.
That's dangerous. Look at that. That's dangerous that Kansas City has so many picks now.
I would say I would go Mafe.
Yeah,
they're going to go to the D line because they're in a division where you got to get to the quarterback.
They definitely would take Boye here. Like that would be a beautiful pick by them. I mean, like that's a scary pick for us, for everybody in the division. Denver's going now.
Aiden is up, and Aiden says after this round 3, I'm going to dinner.
Oh, sweet. What are you having for dinner, Aiden?
Okay, Aiden, who do you want?
They should draft a quarterback in Jacksonville. They need one.
Cameron Smith is still on the board. Brandon Smith, linebacker, Penn State. John Mechie is on the board. Isaiah Spiller. Still a lot of quality players left. A lot of quality safeties left, Gitmo. Just be patient. Let's see. You gonna
Aiden is saying Mechie.
There's no player named Mexican. Oh, Mechie. Okay.
Probably a typo. Autocorrect.
He's having Mexican for dinner.
Oh, all right. I thought it was the play on Mechie's name.
Okay, Jacksonville takes Mechie, and we'll pick Will for you later, buddy. Have a good dinner.
Hey, do me a favor. Click on the Lions to refresh who I've drafted so far. I think it was Green, Howell, and Hutchinson, right? Anyone else? No, Linderbaum, Howell. Okay. All right. Let me see the selections here. Who's available? Could I see the wide receiver group, please?
Look at you stacking Detroit.
I will take the top receiver on the board here. I will take Jalen Tolbert, somebody who is a big physical receiver. It'd be nice next to St. Brown. And I'm building a nice receiving core for my quarterback of the future from North Carolina Tar Heels, Sam Howell.
Who are the Giants going to pick? They haven't taken a tight end yet. And remember that they lost their tight end. So
All right.
they got nothing at tight end.
Let's see the board.
Okay.
And give me all.
Okay. All first we'll start with all.
You know what? We have a new regime here with the. Let me take this off. We have a new regime with the New York Giants, and I am going to take a weapon that'll be very much needed to run the type of system that we want to run. We got Barkley. He's been very banged up and very injured, and I am going to take C.J. Spiller's son, Isaiah Spiller, the running back from A&M. I think he's the fifth down right there.
I got him.
Or the top one now.
Okay.
Gives us a little weapon out of the backfield.
Who's
A
got
young
Houston?
quarterback who hasn't shown much.
Matthew
never
Smith got
hurt.
Houston, right?
Matthew Smith, you are back up. Waiting on Matthew Smith from work. Oh, Aiden, you have another. Jacksonville has another third-round pick.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we'll get there. We'll get there, Aiden. We'll get there. Aiden.
Aiden did not take Aiden Hutchinson. Smith. Matthew.
What do you want, Matthew Smith?
Matthew Smith, you have 10 seconds or you get Brandon Smith.
Come on.
Keep it in the family, brother.
Turkey.
Wide receivers, please.
Oh, okay. There's some guys there still. Some guys we all like.
I really like go up.
Eric E. Zook.
The next one, Bell from Purdue. I like Bell.
Justin Ross for Clemson was not bad. He's the best player on their offense last year. That's for sure.
Romeo.
There you go. We're showing you all the wide receivers.
Your job is to now choose one. His last name is Rambo.
Yep.
He takes Wan'Dale Robinson. Right there. Go down. Go down.
I know. I'm just going to make it small again, and I'll see it. Wan'Dale Robinson. It's not a bad pick. A lot of people like that kid. Now the Jets go, and now I can tell you.
Can I guess your pick?
Now, Gitmo, here's where I'm going to argue and debate you. You can wait to pick 69 to take a safety in this year's draft. If we need to, you can wait to 69 for a safety. This is a deep draft. There is so many, there's such a small difference between, in my opinion, I'm not saying Lewisine and Petrie are a little bit up, but there are a bunch of guys here that could end up being better. And let me show you who they are. 3 guys that I love. 4 actually. 4 guys that I love. Nick Cross is a perfect JD type of player. His RAS score is great. Kirby Joseph, super popular. Dom C is all over this guy. Verone McKinley is a guy I love from the beginning. The difference between the safeties is much greater than the difference between the running backs. Okay, that's an argument, but I don't think so because I think that Hall and Kenneth Walker are potential Pro Bowl running backs. I think Breece Hall could potentially be like the guy from Indianapolis, Tyler, or like there's a possibility of it. And I think a lot of the running backs are going to be good, but I think that Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker have the potential to be at a different level, at a ridiculous level, like best running back we've had since Curtis Martin type of thing, like a special running back. And I think we missed that. But anyway, Nick Cross, Kirby Joseph, Verone McKinley. I'm going to go with, man, I love Kirby Joseph, but Nick Cross has been just all over the board for me. Yeah, I'm going to stick with Kirby Joseph. I'm going to stick to my guns. I love Kirby Joseph. Boom, but Nick Cross. Kirby Joseph. I'd be really happy with Kirby Joseph. I've been on him for ever since Dom C turned me on to him.
L.A. McKay says
McKay.
would love a Jets jersey with Rambo on the back.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. L.A. McKay, you're new in the chat, man. Make sure you sub to the channel. Do me a favor, sub to the channel. We're always looking for new people to join our little community here. Okay, here we go, Aiden. Here we go. Jaguars. Let me give you the whole board. 32nd ranked defense. You can't go thirds here on defensive players. Okay, Gitmo. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I got a little
Yeah,
excited.
but you also, on the same note as that, you can't take everybody in the first and second round. You're going to have to save some picks for later. You can't fill every hole in first and second round.
I mean, he's not wrong, but I will say we brought in C.J. Reed. We brought in Whitehead.
Yeah.
We're getting Carl Lawson back. We brought in Thibodeau. We brought in Christian Harris. Now I'm bringing in Kirby Joseph.
We brought in Solomon Thomas. We brought in some bodies, man. We brought in some guys who are going to move the needle.
Yeah. So, but I understand Gitmo's argument. Like on a different day, I might feel differently. And remember, Gitmo, I'm just doing what I'm predicting JD might do.
I want to make an announcement. We have a celebrity in the chat. Iowan Jet fan has arrived. So everyone, hats off.
Oh,
celebrity is here.
Iowan. Okay, so it's up to Aiden. He wants to go to dinner. He's saying, "Give me Cross RN." What's that?
Cross right now. I guess Nick Cross, the safety.
Oh, okay. How can I forget
Right?
that? I was just talking about him. Nick Cross. He takes that safety.
Give me
That's
Cross right now.
pick. It's a good pick. It's a really good pick. Whoa.
Braden says, I agree, Gitmo. We need a better safety than Joseph or no safety. I mean, we got Whitehead already. We got a guy who can thump and play the run. And then, we're bringing back Joyner, Riley, who played decent on the back end. I mean, we can't overhaul every position in one offseason.
These guys
Yeah.
These guys aren't trusting Dom C. They're just not trusting Dom C. And I'm telling you, Dom C did a lot of research on this. Kirby Joseph is going to be really good, guys. You're going to see. You're sleeping on him, and he's going to be really special. But anyway,
Iowa Jet fan says, thank you for showing me the proper respect. No problem, sir. If you could just give me your email and I can send you my address, or you can send me autographed memorabilia, I would greatly appreciate it.
who is going to do the Seattle Seahawks?
The garbage can, because that's what's been running them for the last couple of years.
Wait, I would love to do Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, but somebody had volunteered already. I think it was it Braden?
Oh, no, they had like 3 picks already.
Oh, no, it's on pause. Here we go. Yeah. Resume draft. They took Drake Jackson.
Oh, okay.
I know why Peo Time wanted to be Seattle, right? He was going to take a kicker.
No. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, bring to do the Panthers. Yeah. Oh, we're getting so close to the Rams pick. Everyone's been waiting for this. The draft can actually start at 104.
It's Houston's pick. Isn't that Matthew Smith?
Yes, Matthew Smith, you were up.
Okay, Matthew Smith. It's Houston's pick. Houston's pick. Here's the big board. Let me know if you want to see a specific position, Matthew Smith. And let me quickly show who you've taken already. Houston has already taken a tackle, a safety, an edge, and a wide receiver. They need everything. So you could take a cornerback, you could take a tight end, you could take anything because they need everything.
Brandon Smith.
He's saying Brandon Smith. It's not a bad pick. Not going to argue with that pick. What do you think, Itmo Bob? Was it a good pick? Brandon Smith. I always try to think what JD Jets still need a free safety. I'm not arguing with you. Like I don't disagree, Gitmo. He might very well wait for 4th, 5th round to do a running back. He's very patient with taking running back. There's no question about it. But he would have taken Michael Carter a lot earlier than he did. He admitted that. If he didn't trade his thirds, he was going to take Michael Carter a lot sooner. Just want to say that. But look, I'm not saying you're wrong at all. There are times where I've taken that perspective too, where I'll say he'll wait for Dameon Pierce He'll wait for Dameon Pierce. He won't jump and reach for a running back early, and he'll take the best safety. I'm not in dispute with that at all.
Hey, I'm a numbers guy, so I can never disagree with numbers. And Iowa Jets fan just got me with numbers. He says, "Say what you want about my fame, but viewership has almost doubled since I showed up." I mean, when you have a point, you have a point. I'm not going to dispute the numbers, my friend.
It's absolutely true.
Definitely no coincidence. Definitely no coincidence.
It's absolutely true, man. We popped.
It's why Jeremy and I splurged to roll out the red carpet, knowing that you were coming.
Okay, whose pick is this? What are we doing here? We're at the Giants. We're at the Giants. Do you need a reminder who they picked, Nick? Because you're picking for a bunch of teams. So you this is what you did for the Giants. You focused on the trenches early. Then you went and you got them a running back. What are they going to do at 81? Remembering that they're looking to trade their wide receiver possibly. So,
All right, let me see. Let me see the receiver situation.
there's still a really good guy up there, I think. I think somebody who's highly regarded by some.
Yeah, I'll take give me Bell.
Yeah.
Bell reminds me like a Sterling Shepard type.
He
He's
gets
not the
crit- he
fastest
gets-
guy in the world, but he's got good size, good hands, can run good routes.
Yeah, Bell might shut a lot of people up who think they're super smart. He's too slow, but yeah, Bell might shut a lot of people up. Watch the tape. It's really good. Okay, so they're picking right now. Sam Williams went to Mississippi at 86 to the Raiders from Mississippi. Sam Williams was once much higher ranked than that. Isaiah Likely, the once number one ranked tight end, is picked at 87 by Arizona. Ed Ingram used to be more highly regarded on the interior line, goes to Dallas. Lassidus Smith goes to the Bills. Jeremy Rucker goes to the Titans. Isaiah Thomas, the edge, goes to the Eagles. Cole Strange, one of my favorites, goes 92 to Tennessee. Wow, that sucks. Channing Tindall, the linebacker, goes to San Francisco, and we end up at Kansas City at 94. Let's take a reminder of who they've already picked. Kansas City has already taken a safety, a wide receiver, a tackle, and an edge. They have a very good offensive line to the point where that's why they traded LDT. Do they want to add depth to the offensive line? That's always a possibility, but a lot of good guys just went. I could always see Kansas City adding to their defense or even doubling up on wide receiver, to be honest.
Don't we want to put our 10-minute commercial in here now before Payo picks, just to prolong it a little bit longer for him? We're gonna go with our QVC infomercial. We'll be back shortly.
Players still available.
We're going so deep into this draft, and Payo has just been hanging out the whole time, painting his face.
Eating my popcorners, drinking my.
He's turning himself into Freddy Krueger over there with how much makeup he's applied.
So what do you think Kansas City does here, in your opinion? You think they go linebacker? You think that Andy Reid's going to want to keep bulking up the defense? Or do you think he doubles up on wide receiver?
Let me enlarge my screen a little bit.
That Sky Moore pick is a good pick for them.
All right, that's a little bit. But now I can't see the chat when I do.
Oh, okay. Let me show you. Don't worry about the chat. I can see the chat. So for now, so I can fill in for that. What do they do here, man? I could see them adding another safety.
Yeah.
Even though they did sign someone in free agency, I could see him doing starting to think about tight ends about to complement Kelsey.
I could see them taking Asoma, the linebacker. I think he was up higher a little bit. Yeah, 92-3. Brian Asoma.
Yeah, that would be a good pick for them. He's a good player.
Man, you're in a division, man, and in a conference where you got to play defense, man.
Yeah. All right.
You got to be able to hold a team under 40 to win a game.
Yeah. You're doing Detroit, right?
Yes.
You are
Obviously. I'm Mr. Detroit. I'm 9 Mile.
Well, you got them a quarterback, potentially the future. You got them the great edge player. You got them Tyler Linderbaum. You got them a wide receiver. Do they need a running back?
I piss excellence. What else can I say?
I think they need a running back. I think they need a tight end. They could use a lot of help.
Yeah. Let me see the board.
They could use a tackle on defense, defensive tackle. I
think I saw go down a little bit. I thought I saw the guy there that I was thinking about for them. A little more. Huh. I guess I didn't see him. All right. Give me you know what? Go stay right there at 112. I'm gonna build a hell of an offensive line, and I'm gonna take Darian Kennard from Kentucky to put opposite of Penny Sewell. And now I'm good at tackle and I'm good at center for the Lions.
Okay. You're helping them build a real team.
Right? I'm gonna get a phone. All right, guys, hold on. Actually, this is Mrs. Ford calling right now to hire me.
Here goes. The Dolphins are up on the board. Is this their first pick?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
the
traded
first pick for the Dolphins.
yeah, they traded 1s and 2s for Tyreek.
I think the Dolphins are going to grab one of the kind of best player available kind of thing. Who's going to do the Dolphins? Oh, we were hoping that Grandizer would be here, and we don't think he is, right? I haven't seen him.
I'll give some input. I don't know.
I think
You brought Chase Edmonds in. You brought Mostert in.
Mhm.
I think a guy like Tyler Algier would, even though he would be in a 3-back mix with them, I think he brings something to the table that the other two. Edmonds can catch a lot, and him and Mostert, neither one are bigger guys. I think Algier could be the tougher runner between the tackles for them on like short downs.
Okay, what do you think, Peo?
I'm thinking they double down on giving Tua everything he needs to succeed. They've gotten him wide receivers. They've gotten him some running backs in free agency. I think they continue to invest in that offensive line. I could see them taking Nicholas Petitfier.
Okay, first person in the chat to break the tie. Do the Dolphins want Nicholas Petitfrere or do they want Tyler Algier? Who do they want, chat? Do they want to go offensive tackle or do they want to go running back? Who do they want? Nobody's put in anything. We got a lot of people here, but nobody's chatting up the chat. OT says New York Jets fan.
My number one fan, who actually my AAU tournament that I'm coaching, the same color as New York Jets fans for icon, orange. We're on the same page today, brother. He says OT first.
Guys,
Okay, so Kansas City Chiefs go. They're on the board. And right now they're thinking, we want to screw the Rams. Who do the Rams want to take?
Who do the Rams want?
Oh,
They're probably going to trade out of that pick anyway, but not in this draft.
Honestly, I see Kansas City grabbing a running back at this point.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think they would want to bring in some young blood at running back.
See that?
And I think they're going to go for Tyler Algier because they want a guy who can catch a pass too. So they're going to like him. Oh, in that case, they would take. No, they wouldn't take Ford. They would take Algier for that. Yeah. Okay.
Here we go. Yes.
The whose house?
Rams house. Let's go. Here we are. Okay, I've been waiting for this all night. I'm so stoked about this. Fun fact about the third round of the draft in the Sean McVay, Les Snead era, every pick is either a starter, rotational player, or a starter on another team, the only one being safety John Johnson, who is a highly paid safety for the Browns. So the Rams rock the third round. I love it. I know I'm calling it the Cooper Kupp round because we drafted Cooper Kupp in the third round. And we're probably going to take someone on the offensive side of the ball, either a tackle. I could see us going running back just because the Rams always draft a running back, it seems. Ford there's looking pretty good. But I think just the place we need the depth, I'm going to take the top tackle on the board there, Matt What's-up-Kilo. Can't pronounce his name, but if we actually draft him, I'll find
Well, let's go.
Malexco? I like it.
Well, let's go.
Let's go with Malexco. Well, let's go.
Okay, I don't blame you. I know you had a guy retire, pretty highly regarded, legendary offensive tackle for you guys.
Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah, decided to finally call it quits. Yeah. Had a great career. How old was he?
He was 40.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Jacksonville Jaguars. So Aiden, I think, left. If you didn't leave, you're up at 106. Let me know if you're still here. Otherwise, we're going to pick for you. Let's see who the Jaguars picked already. They took a safety, a wide receiver, a guard, and an edge. It's very balanced draft for him. Very balanced draft. So I think they'll probably, I don't know. They could definitely use, I would say, defensive line here. So let's just take the best defensive tackle, I think. I mean, they got Fadokasi, but he's saying look at wide receiver. Okay, wide receiver. There's Rambo, Kyle Phillips, popular Jets guy. There you go. Aiden's still here.
Who's up?
Aiden, the
okay,
I
all right,
I that best. Okay, so you're saying Charleston Rambo? Oh, he's saying go up. Oh, sorry. I almost screwed him. Calvin Austin is really good, and Eric Izu is really good. So Ezukanma. I think I'm saying it right. Wow, yeah, there's a few guys up there, man. Calvin Austin, man. Don't sleep on him. The Jaguars don't need a running back because they had a good one, and they're getting what's his face back from Etienne. Give me Austin, my gadget guy. Okay, Calvin Austin, your gadget guy. Thought you were calling me your gadget guy. Now Houston. Who's doing Houston again?
Matthew Smith.
Matthew Smith. You got the next 2 picks with Houston. Let's make it fast because we're getting to the boring part of the draft. We got tackle, safety, edge, wide receiver, linebacker.
The draft's just getting started.
Houston needs everything. Houston needs everything. So let's go to the top of the board. So you could look at best players available. There's nothing that wouldn't benefit them as far as position.
Nick, you're a friend of Bill W. Bill Warner? Dark Soldier? Who you referencing? Bill Warner?
Poor Peo.
Hey, I won the Super Bowl. Too blessed to be stressed.
Is Matt Smith still here? Because I don't see any.
Paging Matthew Smith. Matthew Smith. You have a selection in round 4. Cam Jurgens and Jerome Ford.
Cam Jurgens. Oh, he took both.
Yeah,
he made both decisions. I love him for that.
He knows it's the boring part of the draft. He comes prepared.
The boring part it's the Rams part of the draft. No,
hey.
Oh, it's about to get exciting again. The Jets pick. Okay. So let's look, man. We could double up at wide receiver here, but Gitmo Bob would have a heart attack because he's being very clear that we have the 32nd ranked defense. And we've got to focus on that.
Going to Super Bowl high.
Thibodeau, Williams, Brees. I love this draft so far, man. I love all these players. I really do. I love all these players, man. You might not like the order, but I like the players. I'm going to say I want to look at defensive tackles. I want to look at some offensive line depth. And so that's what I'm going to be looking at. Gitmo, please give me some guidance here because I want to make you happy too. So Gitmo, give me some guidance. Jump in and tell me what you think we should be looking at. Chris Hinton, a defensive tackle, is there. I've heard good things about him. Damone Clark, linebacker, if you want defense. Let's see if there's anyone I like. Jelani Woods, tight end. Oh, Jesse Lakita, if you want to double up on edge now. Jesse Lakita, a very good player. John Ridgway, good defensive tackle. Damian Pierce. You see, we could have gotten Damian Pierce now. Gitmo was right. Could have gotten a very good running back right now. There's some good players here. There's some good defensive tackles. I don't know why they're ranked so low on this board. Leslie O'Neal, safety, is still there if we want to double up on safety. Gitmo, did you leave? Are you still with us? Paging Gitmo Bob.
I think give him the 10-second timer.
Yeah. 9, 8, 7. There he is. A healthy wide receiver, maybe a tight end or a tight end OT. Okay. Let's look at the wide receivers because there are some that we like. I can grab Eric Uzuk right now. I'd be totally fine with that. He's tall. He's a big target, right? So he's 6'3", 220 pounds. I love his tape. Rusty Spooner loves him. Rusty Spooner's has made a lot of good calls. So let's just grab him. Boom. Now we have a guy who's healthy that can start and contribute right away. I also think that even though I'm not relying on him, I'm still insisting that Mims might come up and have a good camp and be a contributor on our team. The Giants are on the board at 112. Trying to select it for you. There it goes. This is who they've picked, Nick.
All right.
This is who they've picked.
Right,
I don't think it's a bad draft for them at all. This is not a bad draft for them. I'd be really impressed. If the Giants got Evan Neal and Kenyon Green and Jermaine Johnson right there, that's a victory. And then you get a running back and a wide receiver that, have a chance to be good. I think they got to go back.
Let me see what other gem I can add to this treasure chest that I've acquired for the.
They still need a tight end, my brother.
We're not running tight end sets this year. We're
the
going
Giants aren't running tight end sets. They're not going to have one tight end. And there's good tight ends on the board for them.
I will take Jelani Woods. I will take a big target that Daniel Jones will still miss.
Whoa, I hate that. Come on, man. No. Okay, there we go. All right. We go down to Atlanta, and Denver has a couple of picks. Beavers off the board at linebacker. McCollum. Okay, Jets with 117. I'm going to look at linebacker, and I am going to take, a lot of people like to go Jalen Wademeyer here because he slips so far.
He can't block a third grader.
Yeah. Let's
His
see if
blocking is
let's see if Beef. Alec Lindstrom, who's really slid far down. I don't know why Lindstrom is fall. I know he had a bad combine, but come on, Alec Lindstrom, he was really good. He was really, really good. I know, Iwan. Weidemeyer had an RAS score of 1. There's no way we're taking him. Alec Lindstrom also struggled a lot. But on the field, he was really good. I can't believe that Lindstrom has fallen like this far.
Do something about it. Stop the fall. Only you control the power.
What do you think, Gitmo? Do we grab Alec Lindstrom? He's an offensive lineman. He's not an athlete, but he blocks really well if you watch the game. He creates holes. He's good at pass protection. His numbers are good. His performance for Boston College was on par. Or we can go James Empey for center, or we can go Luke Fortner. I mean, these are ranked guys, right? And then as far as offensive tackle, I know that you were interested in that. Whoa! Did that just end our whole draft?
No.
You gotta be kidding me. That ended our whole draft, guys. You gotta be kidding me. Our whole draft just ended. Oh my God.
Rams only got one pick.
Oh my God. That ended our whole draft.
What happened?
It just sometimes does that. It's like it's a weird site. If you try to close like an advertisement, it just does it sometimes.
Oh, well.
It happens to Green Bean all the time. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to just do because we had a lot of picks anyway. So let's just do the Jets and the Rams real fast. Let's just do the Jets and the Rams. Real fast draft, guys. I'm gonna try to save this and say that totally sucks, guys. That totally sucks. We totally got screwed just now. Totally got screwed. Really, really shitty that they don't have any backup for that.
Bro, I was going to the Hall of Fame for the Lions and the Giants.
Yeah. Nick was on his way to getting a GM job out of that.
Okay, I'm gonna replicate the Jets draft as best I can. And I think I ended up with the same players at least. So at least our Jets draft is the same.
How are we getting an offer by?
And look at this. It's like he's giving me that. Like, what the hell?
Technology.
James Williams.
It's the
Stop
way.
doing that. I'm not right mouse clicking. Jeez, I hate mouse pads. Okay. Here we go at 35. I'm trying
They're
to
about to start their run.
Wait, who did you take at 4 and 10? I didn't even see it.
same picks, Thibodeau and Jameson Williams.
Okay, all right.
So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of
Oh, there you go. 34 for you, baby.
I know.
That's my gift to you.
Sorry, Gitmo. I'm taking Lindenbaum. In the second round, you cannot pass up on him.
I don't
Screw
think
Brees Hall.
There's
We
no
go
way
with-
that happens, but it's
Now
fine.
at now at 38. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to go through this fast so we can get Peo back involved.
Thank you,
So,
Gitmo. I appreciate that.
What is he saying?
Gitmo says your draft was an A- for the Giants. I'm glad you're not their GM.
That's awesome.
Okay, with the next pick for the Jets, after taking Thibodeau, I'm gonna go Jaquan Brisker for Gitmo Bob. That's for you, buddy. Boom. Oh, again, it's gonna like screw me. Watch. I'm gonna have to buy a mouse to plug into this computer. All right, here we go at 69. I'm gonna go Chad Muma. Chad Muma, it's the best linebacker left on the board. Okay, so I fixed it. Gitmo. So now I'm back to an A-, right, Gitmo? Whoa. Look how ridiculous this is. That's what screwed me up before. Okay. Now we go all the way down. I think the Rams will finally get to go. There we go.
I don't want your pick, Washington, even though the Rams would they'd probably take that. But no, I reject it. They would probably take that pick. But no, we're rejecting for this.
Okay, let's look at the big board for you.
Zoom me in here. Okay.
Too bad you don't need a
ooh,
quarterback. Too bad you
Those
don't
are some
need a
good edge rushers. You know what?
You need a tight end. Huh?
It's so unlike the Rams to go edge that early, but we kind of need it.
Did you say Rams and early?
Did
Did you say Rams and
Hey, this
early?
is early for us, okay? Hey, can you scroll down a bit, Jerry?
Yeah.
Nathan Colgrove with a great comment. It really is NFL chaos with Jeremy.
Yeah, it is. You know what? Here, I think, yeah, the Rams. There's just too good of a value, best player available. The Rams go back up to the top. The Rams have got to take one of these edge rushers here. Give us Kingsley.
Okay. Okay. And here's the Jets at 111.
Don't you dare.
And he was so we took, I think, the best linebacker that was available before Gitmo. You might disagree. As much as I like Leo Chanel, I wouldn't take him over Chad Muma because Leo Chanel to me is more of a linebacker you send after the quarterback more often, whereas Chad Muma I think would be better in coverage, and I think we want coverage type linebackers too.
Exactly. I would. That's right. He knows my logic.
But anyway, we got linebacker, we got safety. Let me show you who the Jets have. The Jets have linebacker and safety. They got Lindenbaum, so their offensive line is going to be absolutely ridiculous. Jameson Williams, Thibodeau. I think we need a wide receiver, and I think we need another wide. I think we need another wide receiver, and I think we need our running back. So let's look at the wide receivers because I think the running backs, like Gitmo said, it's a richer. Oh, Muma's a type 1 diabetic. I didn't know that. You should have told me that before, Gitmo. Okay.
Type 2. We can combine to make a super team.
So Calvin Austin is like, let me look at the wide receivers that are still there. Calvin
You guys
Austin.
only have 4 picks left. We have 7.
Okay. Let me look at the running backs that are still there. Oh, James Cook is. I think we get. Who's more likely for us to get later if we play the board? I think we can get Damian Pierce later, but in real life, I don't think we would. I think
yeah. I'm gonna dip out since my services are no longer needed. I got the boy here, and I'm gonna whip his ass in Madden for a little bit.
Sweet.
All right, my friend. Thanks for coming.
See you,
No
Nick.
problem. Thank
See
you
you
for nothing, I guess. Later, everybody. Enjoy draft week, and talk to you guys soon.
The greatest
Come get your ass kicked, kid.
draft.
I should have listened to Gitmo. I didn't know he was type 1 diabetic. That is concerning. I'm going to take Damian Pierce here for running back. Let's just get that locked in, and then I'll go for a wide receiver later. 117. Now we'll take a wide receiver. Man, we could take any of these guys. Shakir is good. Wan'Dale Robinson is good. Kyle Phillips is good. But I think that Kyle Phillips is too much like what's his face? I think he's too much like Berrios.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Khalil Shakir. Okay.
Here's the Rams.
Rams.
Who's left at running back?
This is who you got so far. In case
Yeah. Wait, let me double check. Yeah, okay, 1 player. Yeah, we got 7
running back.
Yeah, who's left? Ooh, Pierre Strong and Haskins.
I like Haskins.
Yeah.
I like Xander Horvath. Don't sleep on Horvath.
You know what though? I think the Rams will take a weapon here. I'm gonna take Haskins. Yeah.
Okay. He was really good for Michigan. I don't know why he's so lightly regarded. I'm gonna look at the big board now. I think we can go for defensive tackle at this point, and I love that John Ridgeway is still there.
Cool.
So unless Gitmo Bob objects, Gitmo, is it okay if I take John Ridgeway so we can get some depth on the defensive tackle? Or do you wait? The Rasheed Walker is still there from Penn State at offensive tackle. So I'm going to let Gitmo pick this because I just have not paid attention to what the man is saying, and Gitmo knows the Jets like for a lot longer than I do. So do we go with the defensive tackle, John Ridgeway? He's better player, more highly valued on this particular board. Or do we go with the Penn State offensive tackle, Rasheed Walker? Gitmo. I'll give you like 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So how much depth do you need on DT? Take OT. Okay, Gitmo has spoken. Glad I didn't make a quick rash decision that time. I was patient. And we're going to grab Rasheed Walker out of Penn State, offensive tackle.
That works.
Call it the Gitmo Bob special. Now we're back at 163. Really? The Rams still don't go?
We're a back heavy draft team. Yeah.
Look at this. Lindstrom.
Oh no, I got excited.
I was going to trade to you. Okay. The Jets take again with our last pick. What should the Jets do? The last pick. I'm thinking, well, we got Lindenbaum. We got an offensive tackle just now. So we got a center tackle. We should definitely shift back to defense. Oh, I like D'Angelo Malone. So what we're going to do is we're going to double up on edge and just take a wild dart throw it at D'Angelo Malone, I think. Oh, Talking Jets with Tigo says tight end, and that's not a bad thing to look at. Just to see. Ooh, Lucas Kroll. He's not horrible. I don't really care. It's at the end. Let's just get to the Rams. Imagine JG just saying, I'm tired. It's been a long draft. Let's just grab somebody. I don't know that we need a tight end, though. I don't know that we need a tight end, man. We got 2 real tight ends. We got Kenny Yeboah. We got Weston. I mean, Kenny Yeboah is our number 3. We kept him for a reason. I don't know if we need Lucas Kroll. Why take another developmental guy? It just doesn't add up for me. But, like, you go to offensive guard. We got Thayer Munford still there. I mean, we got some quality guys that a lot of us like. Salyer is good from Georgia. I think we should add some depth. Honestly, I think we need to add some depth. Another linebacker, Mess says. Well, I never listen to Mess, and he does all that advertising for me. Zacoby McClain would not be bad, but isn't there somebody else that everybody loves that always falls and gets hidden? Where is he? No, I think he's gone. This guy named JoJo something. Okay. But Jeremiah Gemmel is there. Jeremiah Jamel. I think that's a Rusty guy. Don't you miss when Rusty used to be here? He'd be here telling me what to do right now. We could take Fadokasi just for the fun of it. It's going to piss Gitmo off, but I'm going to take Jamel. Okay. JT Woods still no, JT Woods is not still there, thank God, because I know you'd kill me. Oh, Van Valkenburg.
We'll reject that trade.
Reject that trade. Okay.
We'd probably take it in real life, but we're not going to. Let's see.
Good tackle still on the board. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but who did I draft already?
The best punter in the world.
The Rams did work out Matt Araiza, but I don't think he's our choice at this. It's still a little early for us to be drafting a punter. Can I just see who did I draft already? I went edge and then tackle.
I like the way you said that. Who did I draft already? Okay.
Yeah. I went running back. I'm mixing up my
whole guys.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? We're gonna take. Yeah, we gotta take one of these tackles that have fallen to us. So go over to the big board here. Let's see. I'm gonna go Cunningham.
He's easily the best one there.
Yeah, out of Arkansas. We'll take it. Rams are crushing this draft. Oh, this is my favorite part of the draft coming up. Two picks in a row. Okay, let's see. You know what? Can we go to the DBs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cornerback or safeties?
Corner. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I think out of my pre-draft research, I think I actually want to take Blackwell out of Duke.
Okay.
Yeah.
We grabbed the guy out of Duke once.
And then I think for this one, go. Oh man, is Araiza still here?
Oh.
Hey, did Araiza get taken?
What position?
Punter, Matt Araiza.
It looks like he did, but there's another punter on the board.
Is it? I've been doing a lot of research. It's is it Stonehouse?
No, it's Jake Camarda.
Oh, okay. No. Then go to offensive. Go to guards.
Oh, come on.
Being fidgety, eh?
I hate it. Okay, guards.
Yeah, we'll take a.
Okay.
Go Howerton.
Are you sure? Whoa, no, I got to scroll back up.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. We'll take the top guard on the board.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, another pick for the Rams. Oh,
He's got like a million picks, dude.
I know, right? It's so good. Give us go tight end.
Oh, tight end. Okay. Trey Barry's still there, and Ogletree's still there, and let's see. But these other guys are ranked higher, so I don't know.
You know what? We'll go Ogletree. Why not?
out of Youngtown.
Yeah. And it's the Rams again. Okay, we gotta go linebacker here.
Oh, well, that's the top of the board right now.
Perfect. We'll take Jack Sanborn. Love it. Oh no, the Rams pick. Oh man.
You got a ton of picks.
Let me think. Who do we need? Probably safety here. Yeah, I think we'll take Anderson at Toledo.
I love that. Out of Toledo. Maybe he knows what's his face from MASH. Who's the guy from MASH? The guy who always dressed like a girl sometimes. The guy, what's his name?
I don't know.
The guy with the nose, MASH. Like the guy that was always from Toledo. Who am I thinking of, guys, in the chat? From MASH, the guy from Toledo. He's the guy who replaced Radar. He used to dress like a woman in dresses to get out of the army. Somebody in the chat knows who I'm talking about. Not the only person who watched MASH. Okay, so here's the Rams draft. You guys can grade it. They got Kingsley Angabert at edge and Hassan Haskins at running back. These are guys we know. Myron Cunningham tackle. These are guys we've talked about. Klinger, that's right, Klinger, Corporal Klinger. Josh Blackwell out of Duke. I like the pick out of Duke only because he played with Michael Carter II. Justin Schaefer, Andrew Ogletree at tight end, Jack Sanborn. Let's look at the Jets draft.
Your top tier evaluated talent.
Our top tier elite talent. Yeah. Meanwhile, we were 4-13 and you won the Super Bowl. So
yeah.
we'll stay quiet. We'd rather have the ring ceremony than the picks.
That's fair.
Kayvon Thibodeau at 4, Jameson Williams at 10, Tyler Lindenbaum.
The pick of the draft right there.
Well, I mean, the Jets' offensive line could literally jump into the top 3 in the league by midseason. I mean, there's no argument. I mean, if Becton is healthy, you got Becton, Fant, Tyler Lindenbaum, Lincoln Tomlinson, and AVT. It's ridiculous. Jaquan Brisker makes me think of brisket. Chad Muma, linebacker, diabetic. Hopefully he'll get his insulin. Damian Pierce, who Chris Sims ranks in his top 5. Loves him. Khalil Shakir, just in case Jameson Williams is not ready to play. Hopefully either Shakir or Denzel Mims could fill that void. Rasheed Walker, an offensive tackle from Penn State, and Jeremiah Jamel, the linebacker from North Carolina, who should not be completely overlooked. I think we won the draft based on the Jets. It's a victory when you get a guy like Thibodeau, Jameson Williams, Lindenbaum, and Brisker and Muma, and Damian Pierce. I mean, the first 6 guys on that board are solid, potentially very big impact players on the team. So, but anyway, that was our multi-team draft that got interrupted. We had lots of teams picking.
A+.
See, Dark Soldier loves me.
I think that A+ was for the Rams draft.
Oh. I was saying A. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, in real life, we would go nuts right now. I know that I might not have made every pick everybody here would have made. But if we walked away from the draft, with Thibodeau, Jameson Williams, Lindenbaum, Brisker, Muma, Damian Pierce, I'm sorry. Come on. That's a dream. It'd be a dream come true. Oh, look at that. He gave you a B+.
You know what? I'll take it because the majority of the Rams draft picks are going to be backups and developing talent anyway.
You gave his draft a B+, but don't we give Peo time as a person? Don't we give him an A+, guys?
Oh, you're too kind, Jerry.
Let me stop sharing so they could see your painted face. There we go.
I do something while I was on the clock.
Let's really bring you up there. Okay. So he was doing this while he was waiting for his first pick.
Yeah.
But not that bad of a draft. No, not at all. Look, we got to see how it works out. We might be very upset because it might not go the way we think and hope it's going to go.
Jeremy, my question to you is, so you've kind of built bread and butter of doing mock drafts. After this time next week, you're not gonna be doing mock drafts for at least another year.
No, I know. But me and Dom C have a great idea that we're going to announce
Ooh.
on Sunday. We're going to announce what's going to come of our show, our Sunday show. And it is very, very exciting. And it's going to be different. That's the key. It's going to be different and keep us different from all the other channels. So on Sunday night, it'll be a little different than what we're talking about, like what all the channels and all of us talk about. Because, by the time we get to Sunday, we have talked about everything.
Yeah.
And then now we could Sunday night. Obviously, we're going to recap the game a little.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's no way not to talk about the game that just occurred.
Yeah.
Everybody else will already have done it. Everybody comes on after the game. Frankie, and New York, NY Today. Everybody comes on. I'll always be the last one on. I come late at night for those on the East Coast. Before you go to bed, we'll have one more. Like mention of the game, but then me and Dom C have a different idea of like where we can go from there, and like a different fresh thing that will be different than every other channel. So that I think people will like, and it's going to be. And what's nice is it's not going to be just for Jet fans.
Ooh. Well, that sounds more fun than waffle.
Yeah. It's going to be. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be for all football fans. So I think people are really going to like it.
Cool.
Here we go. You got upgraded.
Yes. A++.
Hopefully we won't be doing mock drafts by Thanksgiving again. I know. I really hope we're not. I don't want to do mock drafts anymore, but I do want to keep our eyes on the college ranks. Like I do want to keep like educated on who's coming, not just for the Jets, just for the future of football. It's just like interesting. I still want to follow college football and look at the potential stars, and not necessarily doing mock drafts or thinking for the Jets, but thinking just where everyone could watch and say, oh, those are good players. Those are good players, and start to learn the guys that are coming up, into the league. So I just gave a hint on what's to come from me and Dom in the future. Like fresh flowers every week. This was the fastest mock draft I watched live. Well, that other one was going fine, and then we just felt, we've all seen it happen to Green Bean, so it's not just me. It happens. It's a stupid website, and the other website's even worse. That's the problem. PTT is even worse. The interface is just awful. It's really hard to do trades. It's just annoying. It takes forever to do trades. I hate it. But their rankings are different. We get really bored of these rankings. They really changed their rankings, PFN, because Alec Lindstrom has dropped so far that if the Jets don't take a center in the draft or a backup center, they might be able to sign Alec Lindstrom to an undrafted free agent. He's like dropped into the 200s. It's absolutely insane.
And you know what? Like, I think that in some ways, with your team's scouting department, where they really shine, if where if you have a good scouting department, it's who are your undrafted free agents that you find to come in and be players that contribute, even if it's in a backup capacity, because you want to hit on your draft picks, absolutely. But when if you have a good scouting department, it's if you can hit on some undrafted free agents that you sign, right?
Yeah, and we actually got JD got us Bryce Huff, undrafted free agent, who's an okay backup edge and might develop and get better. Mm-hmm. He got us Guidry, Javon Guidry, who's a slot corner, who's a very good depth piece, very, very good. He stepped in and started when Michael Carter II got injured. And he's not amazing, but he definitely was solid enough. He's a very good depth player. I don't think any Jets fan has anything wrong with him as a backup slot, corner. Mm. And we also got Kenny Yeboah as an undrafted free agent, and we'll see. He didn't do anything wrong last year, and he came in and he played okay on special teams. The last game, he got a couple of receptions. We think he's coming back, and he's still going to be on the team, at least the practice squad, and maybe a roster spot. So far, so good with JD.
Cool. Well, Jeremy, it has been a pleasure. I do got to head out. I can get this paint on me, and then I think I'm going to take care of some editing before bed tonight. But this has been awesome, man. And I'm looking forward to the draft and seeing your content through it. And yeah, I hope the Jets pick the players that don't make Jet fans go crazy.
Thanks for being here, my friend. And definitely thanks for painting too and bringing the humor too and bringing the chaos.
And everyone in the chat, thanks so much for hanging out. You guys have been awesome. I'm Peotsam, and I'm peacing out. Go Rams. Horns up.
Subscribe to his channel. All right, Gitmo. You should order from. It's funny because I was thinking of doing what was I food review chaos by Jeremy, like as a separate channel someday if I got this to be really big, and just like start another channel, like, and brand the chaos and just be like food review chaos by Jeremy. I've thought of doing that. But if I did, if I brought in a new restaurant and tasted a new restaurant and gave you a review, wouldn't that make it a circus? I thought that you didn't want the circus or the clown, the whole act. Like, wouldn't it get ridiculous? I thought that we didn't like that. Or is it something else that we didn't like? We didn't like what was it that we didn't like? Because I don't want to go back to that again. So I'm very careful now, Gitmo, like to keep the show serious. But like what are we allowed to do that's not going to make people think it's a clown show? Seriously, I'm serious about that because I don't want to go overboard. I want it to stay serious, but I also want it to be fun for you guys. So like, how far can I go? I could be a guest doing meat pie reviews. Man, I would love that, man. I would love it if you could freeze them and ship them to me on dry ice, but you're too far. Like, we can get food shipped from the East Coast, but we can't I don't think that they've worked out the ability to ship frozen food from New Zealand, which is a shame because I would love. Everybody thinks the meat pies are only in Australia here. And it's like, no, man, because the most popular place in New York City, they opened up a place in Brooklyn where I used to live. So I used to get them a lot. And there's a place in the Village off Bleecker Street. It's called Dub Pies, meat pies, like Dub or something. And it's, they're from New Zealand. Everyone thinks Australia. They're New Zealand. And they do like breakfast ones too. You get like bacon and sausage, like bacon and eggs, sausage and eggs, like these pies. Or you can get like the beef stew pie, like all different flavors, all different varieties. It was like, man, I love them. I could just eat those forever. I could live off of those. So in Iowa, you get to eat meat off of a stick. I could review that. You eat anyway, so play it up. J. Cole was the clown show. Okay. I got you. I look, I'm happy to like play up the food a little because it's who I am, right? I'm lying if I say I'm not obsessed and I don't like prioritize food as one of my big passions in my life because I freaking love food. I got a friend who developed a chemical to ship live lobsters, so I'm sure we can do pies. Oh man, maybe I could learn how to make one. Maybe I could go on YouTube and I could find some videos because I'm pretty good cook and baker, man. I can make a dough and make pie dough. And the insides are just the insides, right? I mean, I could buy pork or beef or brisket or, or any kind of quality meat. I can cook it and just make meat pies. Like, why wouldn't we be able to make it? We get it. It's not like we don't. Is there an ingredient in New Zealand that's so special that we can't get here in America? Like, if I feel like everything that's in a meat pie in New Zealand would be something we could replicate. I mean, the place that sold those meat pies in New York was like ridiculous. They were delicious. Like just made our day when we would go there. So maybe I just need to make it myself, my friend. And look, you're even saying they're easy peasy. So yeah, I bet if I went on YouTube and I said New Zealand meat pies, I guarantee you 50,000 videos would pop up, and a lot of them would be how to make them. And believe me, especially on the weekends when the summer comes, and I got like free time and vacation time. I'm all about it. I'm going to go to North Carolina in early June and visit my family. And I already told my middle brother, Matthew, that you guys have met, that we are going to make authentic Philly cheesesteak. I know how to make it. And we can get the bread from that Philly, the Osmarosa bread that they use is actually packaged and sold at Wegmans, a supermarket that's now in North Carolina. So I know I can get the right bread. I know what meat to use. I know how to cook it. My brother has a flat grill that we can use. Gonna buy the Cheese Whiz. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna have authentic cheesesteak. Oh, dude, I get the it's so funny that you brought that up, Gitmo. I try to make Jamaican beef patties. And the only thing I messed up, I did really good, is I didn't realize that the turmeric, I wanted the dough to be yellower, so I put more of it in, but it made it too salty and ruined the taste. And for some reason, I never got back to making it again. But the center, like the meat part, was perfect. So I mixed it. So me and my wife that week ate it with rice, and it was really good. But the crust, everything about it was the right texture. I just messed up with the saltiness. So I'm going to try to make that again. I also found a Jamaican restaurant out here, literally a mile and a half away from my school where I work, that has like real Jamaican beef patties. So that's pretty exciting. And when I grew up in Brooklyn, man, Jamaican beef patties were like part of our life. Every pizzeria in New York used to sell them. I don't know if they still do, but you walk into a place in Brooklyn, a pizzeria in the 80s and 90s, they always sold Jamaican beef patties. The trick is to not take off too much fat. Oh, well, I believe that, man. Like if I was using pork, I use pork butt. Cut that up. Don't take any of the fat. If I use brisket, I trim off as little fat as I can. Like when I do brisket, man. I mean, come on. That's the best part. That's why we all call you Snacks. Yeah, man. It's me. I'm Snacks. I haven't talked alone to a live chat in a while, it feels like. I'm used to having people here all the time. So culinary chaos, you got it, man. That's it. Culinary chaos with Jeremy. What if I did it as a cooking show? Like if I did my recipes too. Like I could do both. I could talk about food while I'm eating. I could do videos where I cook. I actually had a few that I had done. That was what initially I was trying that out. I was like doing some recipes and cooking. And I got a video of my mother cooking one of her famous recipes. And I'm just like meatloaf. And I'm just like making fun of her. Like I'm on the camera just saying funny comments. It'd be funny if I just threw that on my channel for you guys to watch. It's just me trying to be clever and funny. Well, and without her knowing it. Like she would just be like, I'm acting like she thinks I'm serious. And I'm just kind of like giving her a hard time, like David Letterman style. Definitely, man. I hope everybody was here. Hit the like button. I think I got at least one new sub today, so that's good. We're growing, guys. We got like 18 to 20 new subs since Wednesday, and I didn't even do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you do like a giveaway, something very specific to get subs. And after the Wednesday show, we got a big jump like of 10 to subs, and then we got like another 8, 9 in the last 24 hours. So I don't know what's going on or why it's happening, but it's happening. So we are closing in on 500, and everybody says that 500 to 1,000 goes a lot faster than 1 to 500. So let's hope that's true. Oh, man, it'll be exciting when we get there, guys. I might have to create a free Patreon for all the OGs here. So we have a way of hanging out before it gets too crazy. Because it's the one thing is you want to have like 100 people in the stream, 150, 200, want to get to that level. But at the same time, the problem with that is if there are that many people on the stream, things change, right? So how do I do it that we can all still hang out and talk? All the originals here, and Green Beans Patreon gave me that like inspiration. Like I don't need to charge money to you guys, but we could still do a YouTube link or a Zoom link or something and do something separate. Or I could just do a private YouTube live that's like hidden just to the people I send the link to or something. I don't know. Figure it out. Or I'll just make you guys all like members like Ryan does. Like I got to figure out that technology. And all the originals, everybody here, like that's listening right now, like you guys that are always here, I'll like free membership. Like you're all automatically members. So I'll always see your chats and everything. We'll figure it out, guys. I'm not going to get like if it gets really big, I'm not going to like, we have a ton of people in here. I'm not going to forget who built the channel and who is here. You guys just talking about food while I'm going on about this and you guys are talking about food. Dark Soldier is awesome. More chicken soup. I know, Gitmo. And we have one more big vat of borscht that we got from Valeska or whatever, that famous restaurant in New York. We have one more vat of it left. But I'm gonna have to hit the chicken too. I have like the Progresso cans of like chicken with rice, chicken vegetable. Like I have them all, so I just have to have them. Man, I never really made matzo balls. Like I would love matzo ball soup. Like I don't even care about the soup part. I'll use like chicken soup that I buy from Chunky and just throw in some matzo balls. I just got to learn how to make matzo balls. I got to go out and buy matzo meal or whatever and figure it out because those things are good. Hey, Talking Jets with Tigo, are you on YouTube? Because I couldn't find you. Like, how do I find your channel? You should put like the link in like send me the link. Send me the link to your channel wherever you like so I could put it in my bio and my about page so I can promote you a little bit. We're also going to get Talking Jets with Tigo on the show. Looking forward to that. I think next week on Friday after the draft, like just to do a little draft review. So that'll be cool. Rob V was supposed to be on the show on Friday, and he said he emailed me, but I didn't get the email. So if anybody knows or sees Rob V in any of the other chats, please get him to, I don't know. He's got to find a way to find me because he's like, somehow he's not getting his email to me, and I can't get him the link to the show, and he hasn't showed up in the chat, or otherwise I would have just put it in the chat. And look who's back.
Hey, so
What's up, man?
I jumped on Twitter.
Yeah.
And everything is like San Francisco 49ers, Tony Pauline, everybody saying that the Jets have agreed to give number 10 for Debo.
Is
like
it like
the top five? The Jets are willing to give number 10. They haven't, like, 49ers and NFL News 24/7. The New York Jets are willing to trade the 10th overall pick for Debo at Tony Pauline. There's a picture update. The Jets reported willing to trade the 10th pick for Debo. Like,
how would they know that they're willing to trade the 10th pick for Debo? Like there's
no
way.
There's no leaks. There's zero leaks out of Florham Park, but Tony Pauline knows what the Jets are willing to. Maybe someone on the 49ers said to him that they're willing to give it.
The Niners could leak that, but you can't control that. What do you think, Gitmo? Gitmo's like the really good. Before you get excited, hear what he has to say, because he will always give you he'll play the opposite side of it, like, and calm everybody down. Like he's the best guy for that. Gitmo, should we all calm down, or should we believe it? Should we be believing that this is real and the Jets are offering number 10?
Let me ask Dark Soldier something. He said something earlier that I'm friends with Bill W. I asked you who you meant, and you never replied to me, or maybe I missed it in the chat. I'm sorry if you did. Who were you?
Sub to the channel, D Jones. Sub to the channel. Sorry, I had to say that. I'm on a roll, man. I keep adding subs, so I want to keep it going.
Awesome. Keep it up, man. I just shared our show from the other day from last night with Long Beach Joe on Facebook.
Oh yeah. A lot of people were talking about they believe that, and I remember this.
We did, yes, we did talk about that.
We were talking about that they were going to wait and see how before they announce it. Well, look, we said it before. I honestly would rather give 10 than 3 picks, like the 35, 38, 69. I honestly would, because the 10 would be, instead of Jameson Williams, we get Deebo Samuel. You know, I mean, like, okay, healthy guy, ready to go. Let's go.
I could see. I saw Gitmo Bob's comment.
Yeah.
I could see a 3-year, like, $80-something million deal. Like 3 years, he hits the market at 28 again and could still get paid on a huge contract.
See, Gitmo,
I'll comment it, Dark Soldier. I'll put it in the comments right now.
Gitmo is like me. Like, I have this philosophy that I really don't like. I really don't like paying double. Like, I think it's like double pay. You have to give a pick, a prime pick, and you have to pay the guy. It seems weird, because why not just wait till free agency and pay a guy? Like, why do we have to give up the draft capital and pay a guy? Why not just pay a guy? That's what's frustrating to me, because it's like double paying. You know what I'm saying? Not to
Yeah,
be all whiny
yeah,
about it.
you got to. I mean, you have to if you wanna expedite the process of your quarterback becoming elite, you're gonna have to go and make the trade and pay for somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's and that, by guys, that's my Twitter as well. I put it in there too. A lot of people that are on Twitter don't find like are still first finding me. I'm like, oh, I don't talk. I guess I don't talk about my Twitter enough. Man, I got some crazy stuff going on here right now. What's going on with my computer? You have to double play for stars and superstars. Yeah, but I mean, it makes me think we're just missing. I mean, maybe when we're a winning team, we won't have to do it that way. Maybe like in free agency, the number one free agent will come to us because we're a team they want to play for. You know.
I agree with this comment.
What's that?
When you get an elite player and you get a superstar in there, you can change the landscape of your entire offense and your entire franchise. You have a guy that even if defense tried to stop, he can still get his on any given Sunday. Is it ideal to give up a pick that high? No. But with the luxury of having 2 picks that high, there's no guarantee that any of these wide receivers hit. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but I think we need to do it. Do you know what I mean? I would rather play the long game and draft and build everything and not have that crazy contract. But I think with the way the world in the NFL is right now, if you can get yourself a superstar wide receiver, you do it. Because I fully believe we are in the process of developing a superstar wide receiver as well. So
Look, if we and Braden, I get it. Look, like I said, I'm not against it. If we, as long and what Bob is saying it the right way. Like if we get the extension, that fits into our financial plan, right? JD has a financial plan. If the extension is there that fits into the plan, give him the 10. Fine. Let's get the guy who got 1,400 yards receiving. Let's just do it. Right? Because he did it with Jimmy G. If Zach takes any step forward and develops like we think he can, how good can Deebo Samuel be?
he's been outstanding in this scheme. In a run-first scheme, he still amassed 1,400 receiving yards, which is outstanding. That's the equivalent of probably Kupp having like 2,200 yards in their offensive scheme, right? So he could take the ball for anywhere, man. He's a scoring threat at anywhere, at any time, on any type of play. I know he doesn't want to be used as running back anymore, but we are we're going to be similar. So I think if you add him to more, that's better than anything San Francisco had. I think our offensive line right now might be on par with San Francisco's. Our quarterback, I think, is better. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm for it is because we have 2 number ones. We have 2 ones that are like, do me a favor, Nikki.
Well,
Hold on one second. Thank
You
you.
know, I Jets. I think that Jameson Williams might be. I don't. You can't say anyone, no matter how much you love them or how high on them, that you like. There's no guarantee or any way to say someone's going to be the next Jamar Chase. Do I think Jameson Williams can be? Yes, but it's different than getting a guy that's proven that there's no chance to miss on. So I get the point. Like Deebo Samuel, we know is great. There's no risk with Deebo Samuel. Like when we get him, we know he's great. He's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm very, very big on getting, just because it makes the rest of the offense better. When you get a superstar, it makes everybody, it makes the water level rise in the room, right? The running backs will be easier. Their lives will be easier. Elijah Moore's life will be easier. Zach Wilson's life will be easier.
Yeah.
Salah's, LaFleur, everybody. Let's just discuss some of the scenarios with it. we trade number 10. Now we take the deal from the Saints and we move back to 16 and 19. We still have 2 number 1 picks, 3 actually, when you look at the Debo acquisition. So although we're not getting those elite players, you get Debo, who's a superstar from day one. Like, all eyes will be on him at camp. He's the man, right? Debo would be the biggest story in the preseason for the Jets. Now you add somebody like Linderbaum with 16 or 19. You are potentially looking at an elite offense. I've been saying 15 to 20. If you add Debo and you add Linderbaum, and then you take a running back in like round 3, you're looking at a freaking potential elite offense.
Yeah.
You know, and now with the other pick, you maybe you take Karlaftis or Jermaine Johnson. You still have 2 2s. So you have 16, 19, 35, 38. You still have 4 of the top 38 with acquiring Debo. So it's not the 4 and 10, but you still have 2 1s and 2 2s, and you've acquired Debo Samuel. So it's I mean, I'm waiting for the alert to go off. I am giddy over like a Bleacher Report alert coming in that we got Jets have acquired Debo Samuel. I you know how much I love Jameson Williams. I've been on him since October last year that I wanted him to be a Jet. But I would sign up for Debo over Jameson. It's the only guy I would take over Jameson is Debo. What do you think?
No, that's what I'm a Jameson Williams guy, and if we get Debo, then that's who we get. And it's like, and it's the same thing. I'm going to use the 10 pick on a Debo that we have to pay a lot of money, or the 10 pick on Jameson, who would be cheap but is not a guarantee. It's like you just pay the money and you get Debo. You get the guy who again, you have to have the contract worked out before you make the trade, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You make the trade contingent upon contract extension.
Yeah, it has to be, and then
so if the contract negotiation falls through, the trade is null and void. You write the wording with it. With we are offering number 10 contingent upon agreement of contract extension with Debo Samuel and his agent.
Yep.
And you have 48 hours from now to agree to it, or 72 hours to agree to it. That maybe they did agree to it. Maybe they're working out the contract right now. And that's the last part of it, because where there's smoke, there's fire in the NFL. There are very few lame duck stories, right? It's usually where there's smoke, something's happening. Either it falls apart or it gets done.
Yep. And a lot of people are saying treat it like the 10th pick. A lot of people are agreeing with that. So
I see Gitmo said if you get Debo, then you're really accelerating the rebuild. Just don't know if JD is there yet. I think he is, Gitmo. He went in for Tyreek Hill. This is a better all-around wide receiver. If you went all in on Tyreek Hill to get that done, why wouldn't you get this done?
Yeah, it's interesting because if we went in and it was we got the pending deal. The one thing about the money that I'll say that stresses me less is that I trust JD and I trust that they know how to manage the cap, and like they're definitely, if we make the deal, it means we reached a deal that they know is going to work, because they know that Zach Wilson got to be paid one day. If he pans out, they know Elijah's, and AVT and Beck, they know. They have a plan. It's written out on a board. They know, right? So I got to trust they know what they're doing. They're not going to put us in a situation one day where we're going to have to let all our good players go. Like we're going to lose some. Can't keep everyone, but guess what? Comp picks. We're going to get great comp picks. That's what New England did that for you.
Debo a 3-year deal. Elijah Moore is up for his second contract after that expires. So that would coincide with the timeline.
That's how
Elijah Moore would be finishing his 4th season as Debo finishes his 3 with the Jets. You also now have 3 drafts where you can bring in other receivers. You could take a wide receiver next year in round 1 if you want, because Corey Davis will be getting near the end, right?
Mhm.
So it buys you time, and there's no panic because you have an elite alpha dog in the wide receiver room. And like I said, we're grooming one in Elijah Moore, who I believe by mid this season will be talked about as a top 10, top 15 wide receiver in terms of talent. He might not have the fantasy numbers, but his skill set, his route running, his ability to find the end zone will be elite.
Yep. So, yeah, hey, we still have a lot of picks. It's true. That's why I don't mind doing it. Like we give 10, we still got the 4, like a normal team. We have our number 4 pick, and then hey, we have even more in the second round. We have 2 picks, and then in the 4th round we have 2 picks. So we still have good draft value, and 35 and 38 are still going to look really, really nice for us. 35 and 38 are going to get us good players. Even 69. You might get a Jeremy Ruckert. You might get a Nick Jones. You might get there's guys we can get with that 69th pick that are still going to be good. That's when we might get a linebacker or a safety. Like there's so many combinations and so many possibilities. We're still in good shape, even giving up that 10 pick, especially because everybody wanted it to be a wide receiver anyway. So it's like, really, we didn't, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? Yeah. We were gonna give that pick for a wide receiver anyway. And just like Vervain is saying, this way it's a guarantee. Like we know now we lost the 10 pick, but we know we got a wide receiver coming in that's really going to help Zach Wilson. Like that's got to really help Zach Wilson. I'm not only having a developing Elijah Moore. I don't only have Corey Davis, who I already like throwing to. I don't only have Berrios, who I like throwing to. I don't only have 2 new tight ends that are very solid, improvement tight ends, but now I have Deebo Samuel. I mean, our offense, complete 180, complete 180 from exactly where we were a year ago before last season to where we would be now with Deebo. It's a completely different offense. I mean, we could potentially be a top 10 offense in the NFL if Zach Wilson develops to the next level.
I could go quarterback this team to a top 10. If we get that line and we have Deebo Wilson, I don't have the mobility I used to, but I could still throw it 65, 70 yards in the air. That's good.
Yeah, D. Jones coming out of nowhere, man. Just joining the chat, going crazy. Hey, man, welcome. Man. Thanks for coming in.
Welcome.
James
Glad
Davis,
to have you.
James Davis. I don't get offering the 10th pick for Deebo, but not Tyreek. Shake my hand. Well, it didn't matter because the deal that you have to understand, James, the deal that they offered Kansas City was accepted. So it doesn't matter because the deal got accepted. So they did what they had to do to get the deal accepted by Miami. Tyreek Hill had all the power because Tyreek Hill had to say if Kansas City tried to force him to the Jets is, I won't sign the extension.
Yeah, and maybe Kansas City just didn't want 1 pick. Maybe with where they're at, they valued 3 picks because the values of 35, 38, and 69 equal that of 10. So maybe Kansas City was like, we'd rather have the quantity instead of the quality. But we don't know. But the Chiefs accepted the offer, so there's no poking at Joe for it. I mean, the offer got accepted. Kansas City was willing to deal him to us. It just needed Hill to say, I'm going to the Jets. Every time a Twitter alert comes off on my phone, my son is yelling from the other room, Deebo, because he thinks that's the alert. I don't know if you can hear him in the background. Deebo.
They're not going to do it at 11 o'clock at night on a Saturday, I don't think.
You never know, man. There's been trade alerts at like 2:37 in the morning or free agent signings where they've been working the contract out all night. And then you wake up to the offer.
Anyway, James Davis, thanks for being here. If you're not subbed to the channel, hit that sub button. But welcome. Glad you could stop in. Glad you're here. Talking Jets with Tigo. I think Tebow contract is for 4 years. In my opinion, I don't know, but I feel that in my bones. Well, he might have a 5-year contract. It's just how much of it is guaranteed. Like how long? What year is it? Like how much? Like at what point do we get to cut him without too much dead dead money. That's the key. I don't know if JD thinks he's built the foundation of his team yet, making that big investment with the defense still leading. Yeah, I mean, look, that's Gitmo Bob. That's a really good point, and I say it all the time because Gitmo, you know me. I said it like I was saying it last year. This is not a 1 year. This wasn't supposed to be a 1 year rebuild. That wasn't the expectation I had. So,
but I mean, this offseason was, this offseason may have made the Jets kind of be like, you know what? We got Tomlinson now on the line. We brought Solomon Thomas on the D line, who, if guys in the chat haven't been here when I said it, I think he is going to be the star of our free agent class. I absolutely love Solomon Thomas moving into D tackle and getting back in the Salah scheme. So you got Reed at corner. You got Whitehead at safety. You got Nazuddin and Sherwood coming back, who are athletic guys on the defense. I think you got Carl Lawson coming back. You could potentially be adding an edge at 4. I think the defense is a lot further ahead than people give it credit for. And what did we just discuss 2 weeks ago, Jack? What did we say? The offensive line being able to control the game and be on the field longer helps the defense tremendously, because now it's not 3 and out, go back out. It's not give up a long touchdown drive, get 3 and out, get right back out there. Now we're going to be able to move the ball. We're going to be able to extend some drives. We're going to let the defense rest. And they're not going to have to go play 36, 37, 38 minutes a game like they did some games last year. I mean, the offense was so bad. There was a game, I think we only had the ball for 5.5 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, look, I mean, and we should point out, it's just because we don't go 10 or this pick with defense doesn't mean we're not revamping our defense, right? I mean, if we were to get Thibodeau, if he fell to 4 and we got him, so I really hope happens. If it happened, if we were to grab a guy like Christian Harris or whoever it is in the second round, and then in the third round, grab a Nick Jones at safety, however it pans out, we don't have to do every pick for defense to turn the defense around. We already brought in Whitehead. We already brought in Reed. Carl Lawson's coming back. You bring in, if we were to get Thibodeau, or whether it's Jermaine Johnson or Boye Mafe, whoever it is, if we hit on that pick, and that's the key. Doesn't matter what the name is. If we hit on that pick, now all of a sudden, compare that to last year, suddenly you have 2 defensive edge, you two edges that are, like that we didn't have. Carl Lawson, and let's say we get an edge that hits. I mean, that's a totally different team on defense. Now you improved your secondary dramatically with Whitehead and with Reed, dramatic improvement. And you put 2 guys on the line that can get to the quarterback potentially. Right. And now if we bring in a Christian Harris or whoever it is at linebacker, if it's Leo Chanel, whoever it is, you put in another quality linebacker, someone with some speed. Maybe, we're stopping the run now. Maybe we move up or somehow get Lloyd. Maybe we get a team, whatever. The point is we there's still it's not like we've sold out on the idea that there's still moves to be made. And the defense might come in a lot better than they were last year. As far as talent,
I think they're going to be much better. They're going to be much better. It's going to be a domino effect of year 2 in the scheme, more talent on the D-line, the corner upgrade with Reed, the safety upgrade with Whitehead. And I think the offense is going to lead more drives. And the defense is going to be able to be aggressive, and they don't have to worry about they don't have to have that, oh, shucks, here we go again moment. I think there's going to be more faith in the offense to put some points on the board, and the defense will be allowed to play with more confidence and more aggressiveness because they don't have to worry about, we got to hold them to a field goal. If they score a touchdown, we have no chance to win this game. Nobody may have verbalized it, but everyone kind of looks at the scoreboard and has their thoughts and doubts in their head. So, and Talking Jets with Higo says, Nick is reading my mind and saying what I'm thinking. Get out of my brain, Nick. Hey, man, good minds think alike. That's why me and Jeremy get along so well.
Yeah. And Jezebel Zaya says, if we trade the 10 for Debo and 6 and 7 picks. You trade down from 4 and trade for 38, 4 and 5 round for a 5th round pick.
So,
There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of, but if Thibodeau's there, you can't trade it. Is that square slice?
of course, that's all I eat is Sicilian. I don't like the flat little thin slices.
Man, it's got some
It,
cheese on
it did. It got a little air fryer, got a little brown on the cheese on top,
I like it.
got a little Goya on top, little seasoning.
Hey,
You made me want to eat during every show now, just because it fits the culture of what we're about here. And
I'm
my
not
son
muted
made it in the air
anymore.
fryer for me. I got to give him credit.
they're all still talking about your son yelling off, yelling.
Oh,
Debo.
they heard. They did hear. And it was Dark Soldier messaged me. He friended me and followed me on Twitter and sent me a message, and that was the alert. So Dark Soldier, I'm glad you heard it because you inspired the yell from the other room.
Gitmo, good night, man. If you're still here, good night. Thanks
Good night, buddy. Feel
Good to
better,
see you
man. I
again.
hope everything's going well with your recovery, brother. Glad to
Yep.
see you so involved tonight. We appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Goya on the pizza. Let me tell you something, man.
I
Canarsie,
love seasoning. I'm a freak for seasoning. It's like the garlic mix.
we had 2 amazing options for square pizza in my life and growing up in Canarsie. And one was by the train station, by the L train. When you take the L train all the way to Rockaway Parkway, right in the Rockaway Parkway's train station, there's a place called Armando's. Famous for their square pizza. Just incredible. Also in Canarsie, we had Originals Pizza. They also had one like near Mill Basin on Ralph Avenue. They had amazing square
Say hi to
pizza.
everybody.
Hey, hey, from Bali. It's like talking Italian. So they had amazing square pizza at Original Pizza, Armando's, and there's a lot of debate of who's better. I worked in Bruno's in Canarsie, which was amazing food, best round pizza in my opinion, along with Originals. But also, like everybody in Brooklyn, we all drove to Sheepshead Bay for L&B Spumoni Gardens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I see a Dark Soldier made a comment. I used to be a cook at a high-end steakhouse. I know how to cook steaks. Best steak I ever cooked at home was in an air fryer.
Wow.
Bro, I love my air fryer. I will throw my TV out the window before I throw my air fryer out the window.
Dude, I use it all the time.
I love my air fryer. I buy pizza, and there's times where I sit there and I don't eat it, and I wait to reheat it in the air fryer because there's a better crispness to it reheated in the air. I'm dead serious.
I just love that it's become about food. I love
Every night this show somehow gets on the food. I saw before I popped back in, you were talking about making something and you didn't have the salt right. I heard that comment and I was like, you know what? Let me get back in here with him.
I tried to make Jamaican beef patties, but because
That's what it was. 1.5 miles from your school is the restaurant. I heard it.
I could not find it a freaking place, and now I finally found the place, so I don't have to anymore. But Dark Soldier, I have an air fryer, and I love steak. So if you can send me, just text me, tweet me the private message me, whatever it is, how to do it, like just good instructions on like a ribeye steak. I get the Costco, man. They have great prime. When they have the prime ribeye at Costco, it's as good as anything. Like as far as California is concerned. But I would love it. I would love it.
I put this shit on everything.
That commercial.
I put this on everything. On pizza, on noodles, everything.
Yes. Spumoni.
I'm a garlic powder nut. And then I thought the adobo. Good night, buddy. Love you. I thought it took it to another level. Jeremy loves you too. So, yeah, man, I love it.
Spumoni Squares. You know what my favorite thing to do, man? When we were like 16, 17, my friend Sean was the first to drive, and we would drive to L&B. That was the first thing we did when we were able to freaking get in the car as teenagers. We'd go to L&B, we'd sit out there, we'd get our squares, and then we would just freaking take down so much Spumoni, man. Like we just Spumoni all night. And then all those cars from the 1950s were still across the street. I don't know if it still goes on, but on Friday nights they had the 50s club.
Oh, the car shows.
All the cars were like just parked across the street in mint condition.
We
Man,
do it from like Memorial Day to Labor Day.
yeah.
It's like the small Main Street USA. It's like car shows.
Unbelievable. You can't replace that. That things in your childhood that will just never be the same. And the Spumoni at LMB, man, even when other places try to do Spumoni, it's like you'd think it was really good when you were eating it, but then when you went back to LMB and ate theirs, you'd realize, you'd say, "Oh no, this is a different product. This is a different level."
Oh, Dark Soldier brings up a good point. What happened today with the dog? Didn't you have to take the German Shepherd?
Yeah, so this is what it was really sad. My wife's not happy. So he because I mean she's not happy because he's like a good boy, right? So anyway, it's a good happy ending. Like there is a lady, she's a very small German Shepherd rescue, but this is how she does it. She has 3 acres of land. She gets German Shepherds, and she keeps them like their whole life if they don't get adopted because she's very small. She just won't get new ones until she adopts the one she has. She currently has a 5-month-old German Shepherd puppy. She had us go because rescue cannot take a dog directly from you. The rescues have their license is you have to get them from the shelter. So she told us exactly what shelter to drop them off in, exactly when, and then she went in literally 40 minutes after I dropped them off and said, "You got any new Shepherds in?" And then looked at him. She gave the thumbs up. They're going to neuter him because that's the law. They're going to automatically neuter him. And they got to do a 3-day hold because we acted like we just found him. They have to do the waiting period over again for someone to claim him, which we know is not going to happen.
Okay.
Then she's going to take him. So he's going to be with another German Shepherd puppy in an area of California like Auburn County where they love German Shepherds out there because there's a lot of hunting and so they like to bring them out with them. So, and they're going to keep us updated the whole way. So the lady said, "Don't worry. Like like we're guaranteed." She's like, "I'll never get rid of him. He'll spend his whole life with me if he doesn't get adopted."
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a happy
And
ending.
How far away is she from you?
Him. We bonded with him in 6 days. We bonded with this dog. It was sad. Like I walked out of there, my heart dropped.
Oh yeah, that's like that's the honeymoon phase. That's when things are great, and like you're watching the dog do all the cute little things they do.
Yeah.
How far away does she live from you?
It's about a 45-minute drive. 40-minute
now,
drive.
Does your wife want to keep contact and like go visit the pup every so often, or is it better like out of sight, out of mind?
She might if he doesn't get adopted fast, but because he looks like he's pure, like he might be purebred. Like
he's a good-looking pup.
Like he's like.
All right. Well, when you hear abandoned, sometimes you think like skinny, frail, not healthy.
No, that was the thing that we don't understand. He must have gotten like a breeder got tired of taking care of them and just let a couple go or something because he couldn't. In this area in the city, it's hard because people have smaller places in Sacramento downtown. Okay. But out in out there in Auburn, they have a lot more land. So they're more popular to get bigger dogs because they have all this land and the dogs protect, the property from coyotes and things. So they're much more popular out there. But people pay $1,500 for German Shepherd puppies. Wow. So she's like, "Are you kidding me?" The only reason the reason they make you go through the shelter through the TCPA or whatever, that you have to turn it into the shelter is like by law they have to neuter the dog because they're afraid people are going to take the dog, not because they want to love the dog, they want to breed and make money. So that's why they rush to neuter the dog so they can put a stop to the breeding.
Yeah, so it's not a money train; it's actually good-hearted people getting the dog.
And so but we personally. The breed we love and know.
Hey, Jason, we don't judge here, buddy. We don't judge. Whatever you do, man. Whatever makes you happy. No judgment here, bro. It's a judgment-free zone.
We are pity people. We have pits. We have our second pit bull since we got married, and we're very careful about it. We like American Terrier pit bulls, and we are very, very careful, but to make sure we get them young, that they weren't bred for fighting. And like the dog we have right now is the sweetest dog in the world because when you get the right pit and you raise that pitty right, they're love bugs. They're like the greatest dogs, but they still have the intimidation factor to protect your home. Because somebody sees that dog in the window barking, they don't know that he's the cutest little sweet thing. They just think, I'm not messing with that dog. So we're pity people, and like for us, it makes sense because when we need it, when we're ready to get a new dog someday, when we're ready, we're getting a dog. they put down 1 million pits a year. You know what I mean? Like like with a German Shepherd puppy, that they're gonna find a home. With a pit bull, when you get a pit bull from a rescue or the shelter, you're saving a pit bull. That's one less pit bull that's being put down. And I'm telling you, they're the sweetest dogs in the world when they're not when they were raised right and they weren't bred for the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's $1 million a year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I saw one the other day. When I go out of the apartment, there's like when I walk out my apartment door, I'm on a little side street right by a traffic light. Across the street, there's a Krauser's, like one building over. I'm walking along the front, and as I turn the corner, this beautiful brown fucking badass, like Hulk Hogan, like type of looking pit bull, like just cut and rips everywhere, gigantic, was walking at me, and I like stepped up onto the curb into the bushes. And I was like, the sidewalk's all yours, bro. I was like, go ahead. She's like, no, he's real friendly. I'm like, yeah, but still, I'm just getting out of the way out of respect. That's a great comment, Mess.
I know,
That's a great comment. That would be just awesome. One day you just see this. All right, first one to tell me, and you pick up the dog.
I could do it. He was 6-7 months old already. He weighed 75 pounds already. The dog's going to be 130, 140 pound dog. He's huge. He was bigger than my pit. I have a full grown 12-year-old pit bull, and this puppy was bigger than him and heavier than him. It's crazy.
You guys send me a picture of the pit bull.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'll hold it.
What color? What color?
1 second. He's a red nose, so he's like the brown and the white. Let's see.
Yeah, that beautiful. My ex-girlfriend and I, we were always talking about getting one of those, like, what is it, like that blue or like that silver looking one?
Oh, there's a blue nose.
Oh man, those are beautiful. Their eyes are freaking the best part.
They're gorgeous dogs. They're usually they're not American Terrier. They're what's the one from the English one? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but anyway, those are the ones. Those are the ones you got to make sure weren't bred the wrong way because they're the ones with the thicker jaws.
Really?
But they're sweet as hell. It's the same thing. If you raise them right,
yeah.
They were royalty dogs in Britain. I mean, in England, they used to leave them with the prince, and the prince that was to protect royal families.
Yeah.
They're loyal, loving, sweet dogs. Dogs, aggressive pit bulls are that way because they were bred that way, and usually because they were tortured and beaten to be aggressive.
That I know.
Yeah. So.
Dark Soldier's heading out. Good night, buddy. Thanks for joining the stream as always. And now we're connected on Twitter too, so we can chat on there.
Oh.
Talking Jed says, what do we think of the draft hats this year? Ordered mine because I was a fan and it came in. Ordered a youth size. Oh, I guess he ordered a youth size by accident. Keeping it for my unborn son who should be born next coming weeks.
Look, dude.
Oh, that's nice.
That's my boy.
Nice.
He's cute. He's my boy.
Oh, awesome. How old? Just a year?
He's 12.
12 years?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I thought you meant 12 months when you said 12.
We've had him since he was 7 months old. Good night, Dark. Yeah, we've had him.
Congrats to Talking Jets. He's got a son being born the next couple of weeks. Is that your first? Is that your first son?
Make sure you go to voluntary workouts.
Yes. You have no excuse. No excuse to not.
Gotta go to voluntary workouts.
You have to attend according to Connor Hughes. You have no reason not to be there.
Yeah, having a newborn is not an excuse.
Oh, it's his first. Awesome.
Wow. Congratulations. Awesome. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Does he know boy or girl? Did he say?
It's son. Yeah, he's having a son.
Oh, and I got to do my traditional music. Son. Son. That's from The Who. It's a boy.
I'm eating. You're singing. You never know what you're going to get here.
It's a boy, Mr. Tigo. It's a boy, a son.
That's good stuff, man. I'll never forget when my son was born. He was born September 17th, 2008. Monday night, the 22nd. We brought him home on Sunday. Monday night, the 22nd. It was his first Jet game. The Jets played the Chargers on Monday night. And, there he is. Like, he's not even like 9 pounds. And I have him in a 24-month-old Lavernius Coles onesie because it's all my sister could find. it was the smallest one she could find for Jets onesies for a baby. She's like, it's 24 months. I'm like, he's fucking wearing it. I don't care. It's his first Jet game.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Mm.
And then, you know, you have an iPhone or you have a Android?
iPhone.
You know how your phone makes like these random like compilation videos every so often and just like sends it to you? This morning it sent like a video of my son with like all of our pictures throughout the years, and it was like a lot of Jets games and like a little trip down memory lane with them.
Oh wow. What do you think about Jake Asman going live from Vegas for the draft? I think it's cool for him. You know where I'm going to be though, right? I'm going to be at Jets Talk 24/7, watching my friend Green Bean and my friend Matt O'Leary and my friend Ryan do the biggest draft party online in the history of YouTube. And I might even be on day 3. We'll get my little 15-minute slot.
Nice.
But that's where I'll be. But you know, I might be screwed for the draft, man, as for the beginning for Thursday. Because I have my school is we're finally getting, because I'm the only assistant principal at my principal, but we're a 440 student school.
Okay.
And it's been that way for 2 years because the other assistant principal left and we never replaced her. And I have to interview a prospective dean of instruction. Like you don't come into our company as a assistant principal. You start as a dean and you get promoted. So anyway, we're hiring another admin, a dean of instruction. And it looks like that's like they were talking about Thursday at 4:30 for the interview, which is 7:30 Eastern, which would mean, dude, I have to do the interview. Like, there's no like,
Jeremy, don't forget, you're going to get COVID at noon on Thursday.
Clutch, it all went wrong, man. We were like in the 4th round and the entire thing shut down and we lost the whole draft. So
the page like refreshed and we lost everything. We had gotten you Seen, the safety from Georgia, with the first pick. We got you Sky Moore, the receiver, the speedy receiver. Did we give them Boye Mafe? Did they get they had 2 2s. Didn't we get them Jones?
Yeah.
We got them Jones, the D tackle from Connecticut. And we got you Mafe. So your first 3 picks were 3 defense and 1 offense.
Yeah, we're not going to be on much longer, Clutch, but if you hit the link, you can come back in. Sure, you can come back in.
Yeah, we did good for you, Clutch. We did good. We got you a safety, a D tackle, an edge, and a wide receiver. Good night, Nathan. Have a good night, buddy. Oh, man, I'm thinking it's like 12:30. You got me all screwed up with the hours because we started an hour earlier tonight. I'm thinking we started 10, and I see 2 hours and 23 minutes. I'm like, holy shit, it's 12:30.
Oh, here he is. Here is Clutch, everybody. Kansas City Chiefs fan. Tell us how you like that. I was going to give you Christian Watson at wide receiver, and Nick came in and said, not Christian Watson. They want a guy who can take the top off to replace Tyreek Hill. And he picked Sky Moore instead. What do you think of that?
Hey,
well, I
Nick,
said that you guys had gotten Juju and Valdez Scanling, so you have some height already. That a little speedster could not be the same as Hill, but maybe they could try to use him the same as Hill to open up everyone else underneath.
I like Sky Moore. I just don't think he's a first-round player. He's still very raw. There's actually questions about his vision downfield. And the way that the Chiefs are building through their receiving core, I think they want to get bigger. So, I would prefer Christian Watson over Sky Moore in that regard. I'm not a big fan of Sky Moore. I'm just not. But I definitely see what you're saying, because if the Chiefs were to have gone that short route, I think Sky Moore is the pick. Because if the Chiefs want to go, replace Tyreek Hill with a shorter guy like Sky Moore, then I think that's a pick. But I think the way that the Chiefs are trying to build that receiving group, it's got to be Christian Watson or a guy like George Pickens.
Okay. All right. I respect that. You're more in tune with the team than I am. I dabble in a little bit of all the teams when I do like my full round 1 mock. So I respect that opinion. You should have just had your damn phone charged, and then you could have made the pick. But Yeah, man, that sucks that you had to dip out. Teasing aside.
Yeah, Clutch, it must feel good to have a guy like Andy Reid and just know that you're always going to
Yeah.
be competitive.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having, Scott Pioli and Todd Haley as the coach, man, and we were just going 4-12, 2-14. I mean, I'm so grateful to have Andy Reid as our coach because I remember them bad days where we had Jamal Charles carrying like 20 times a game when he was our team. So, hey, I'm grateful.
Do you remember the game in it was either week 15 or 16? It was fantasy playoffs, and Jamal Charles against the Raiders had like 200 something yards rushing and receiving and 5 touchdowns. I went against him that day with the most loaded. I had Peyton Manning on Denver. I had Calvin Johnson. I had Aaron Hernandez. I had the absolute best team. I lost one game in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, Jamal Charles went bonkers against Oakland.
Yeah, he set a record for the most receiving yard.
Oh, I'm aware.
By a running back.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah, that game. I remember watching that game live. I'm like, what? I mean, I was so surprised because it was just like Jamal Charles got 4 receiving touchdowns out of like 180 yards receiving in that game. And you want to know who the receiving leader was that year? It was Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
He was our leading receiver and our leading rusher. So that just puts on like perspective that Jamal Charles was our team.
How long have you been a Chiefs fan? Because I don't see you, I just hear you, and I'm guessing you're more on the younger side in like your 20s.
I'm 17.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
he's the same age, not that different from J. Cole. J. Cole's 19.
Now J. Cole's
He's
got
a lot more mature than J. Cole.
Hey, shout out to J. Cole though. But I've been a Chiefs fan. I've been watching them since 2011. That Green Bay game, Kyle Orton made his first start as a Chief. We actually won that game, and Green Bay was like 12-1. So that was the first game I watched. Let me just tell you that year was not a good year because we lost Eric Berry, we lost Jamal Charles, we lost Derek Johnson. We lost so many pieces in that year, so it was not a good year. But I've been a Chiefs fan since 2011.
Wow.
Yeah,
and, where do you
you're
live?
enjoying a good run, man. We're hoping we get to where you are one day.
I live in Oregon. That's where I live.
Oh, wow. You're not far from me, dude.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm in Sacramento. I mean, my brother is just moved to Vancouver, Washington, right outside of Portland, like across the state line.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be,
he's like 3 to 4 hours away from me.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I just consider Oregon close to me because we're West Coast,
Hey. There's not too much West Coast Chiefs fans.
Yeah. I don't see them here because
there might be nowadays with the way young kids pick with the satellite and the way young kids get to pick what team they want based off of who's winning. It's like the Patriots fans who are in the Midwest. Like, you only picked it because of Brady. Like the same thing with Mahomes now. The next couple of years, you'll see an explosion of Chiefs fans across the country.
Yeah, because I think it was I was somewhere. I can't remember where I was. I saw like 5 guys that were wearing Chief jerseys. I'm like, I've never seen that before, especially here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's what.
Matt Bohm, welcome to the chat. Just wanted to say hello. If I haven't seen you text or chat before, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Anyway, sorry to interrupt, guys. I got
to. Hey man, business first. Business first. Clutch, we're hoping to be like you and say what you just said earlier, that Robert Saleh gets us to a point where we can be like, remember the Adam Gase years and then the years where we were 4-12. Like now we have like a winning coach and we're up there every year. So we're praying that we get where you are, my friend.
Can I get my thoughts on like where the Jets are overall right now and what I think the future could be for the Jets?
Hell yeah.
Okay, so my thought is you look at the O-line, right? You bring in Lucas Tomlinson, you have Mekhi Becton, which I don't even think is a question mark. I think if he's healthy and he has, his weight under control, I think he's a top 10 tackle in the NFL. George Fant, I like George Fant. So your O-line it's good. It's, I guess you could say, above average. The running back, I like Michael Carter. You guys also have Ty Johnson, right? Yeah, he's still on the roster, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Tevin Coleman too.
I think personally, like, you need to go ahead and add on the defensive side more because I think you guys struggled at times on like the side of the defense side of the ball. I think you guys need to add one more corner. I know you guys signed DJ Reed, and I watched a lot of Seahawks games, and I know a lot about DJ Reed. I'm just gonna say this: he's inconsistent, but when he's at his best, he's a solid corner.
That's
So-
that's on par with a lot of what I saw on Twitter from Seattle fans when we got him.
Mhm.
Is that when he has a good matchup, he can be a very good. But if somebody can exploit him, he might have an off day.
Yeah, I agree. So that I just got a question: who do you guys want at 4-10?
I'll say one, you say the other because we're the same. I'll take
Yeah.
Thibodeau at 4.
And I'll take Jameson Williams at 10 if we don't trade for Debo.
Hey, I mean, Jameson Williams with, Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore, Braxton Berrios, and Corey Davis. That's 4 guys that come in and start day. I mean, that's just amazing receiving group.
Yeah. And they complement each other well. Everybody
exactly.
has their own skill set that they bring to the table, which is the most important thing I've said for 20 years now. When you're building a wide receiver core, you don't need 3 Jerry Rices. You need a Jerry Rice. You need a Calvin. You need Edelman over the middle. You need guys to complement each other and don't do the same thing. Now, I'm throwing the big names out there. I don't expect all that talent on one team, but you need guys who bring different things to the table, because if you have guys who just all do the same thing, it's easy to shut that down. It's not knowing what everyone's going to do and everyone doing something different that makes it harder to stop an entire unit.
I agree. I want Jameson Williams so bad, and the biggest threat to that is you guys. I do not want you guys taking Jameson Williams. I want him to fall to 15. So that
us, the Saints, the Eagles, the Patriots. I mean, anybody, the Packers. I don't think there's any way he gets to 29 and 30.
And there's actually, personally, I think the Chiefs are probably going to trade up in this draft. If a guy like Jameson Williams falls, which I think he's going to go top 10. There's a lot of talk of him going top 10. So if he falls, if I'm the Chiefs, I want them to trade up. But I don't think, actually, guys, I really think he's going to not even make 10.
I
Yeah,
think
it's possible.
Atlanta can definitely jump and take Jameson Williams. There's no question about it.
I really
100%.
think they take Drake London. I think if you're the Atlanta and you are, it's a league of mismatches, right? It's a league of where we want to have the advantage against you. If you could throw Kyle Pitts out and Drake London with that size, Marcus Mariota might have a decent year. Because you have a better catch radius, you could put the ball on more. You don't have to be as accurate with those bigger types of bodies. And now you got a unicorn at wide receiver, and you could very well have a unicorn at wide receiver with Drake London.
Yeah.
So I see them going big to just create mismatches.
100%. But the biggest thing with Atlanta is they need to go ahead and fix that defense, because that defense was terrible last year.
Yeah.
So I would love Drake London for them, but I think it's most likely either going to be Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams, depending on how the board falls.
Okay.
Yep. That's a very good
Here's
possibility.
the bathroom. Be right back. A lot of water, man. I drank like a gallon of water since we've been home.
Hey, water's important.
What goes in got to come out.
Yeah. So, Clutch, you're like me. You probably, like I say it all the time, because of where we live, we got to see Thibodeau all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, see, Thibodeau, he's unique because personally, this is just my opinion on Thibodeau. I think he was unmotivated last year because, he kind of already knew that he was going to probably be like a top 5 pick. So, I mean, in his mind, he probably didn't think, he was just like, well, let me play the season out. I already know I'm going to be a top 5 pick, so what's the point of me playing at my full strength? So that's just how I see it. But yeah, we definitely saw a lot of Thibodeau games.
Yeah, and that's how I knew about Verone McKinley too, because I would always watch Oregon, especially like not that I'm obsessed with college football, but specifically because of Thibodeau. The entire last season, every time they were on TV, I'd watch. And I couldn't help but notice Verone McKinley too, because he was just making plays every game as well.
Yeah.
So, and he looked great. I mean,
Verone McKinley, man. When nobody on that defense showed up, McKinley did. That's the biggest thing about McKinley. Like, McKinley's a dude that will come up clutch. And, I really don't understand why he's not getting, 3rd or 4th round buzz, because I'm actually kind of surprised, because there's actually, I've seen some he actually could go undrafted, which is kind of surprising to me because I really do like McKinley. Like he was an important part of that defense last year.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look, I think he's going to make a decent. At worst, he'll be a very solid depth piece, in the NFL. But I definitely think he has the potential to be a starter in the NFL.
Oh yeah, easily. But I got a question.
Sure.
You guys signed Jordan Whitehead and who's your other guy's safety? LaMarcus Joyner, correct?
We got LaMarcus Joyner, and we still have
Elijah Riley.
So we have a bunch of guys who are probably all good backup depth
What's
guys.
Parks? Is Parks the safety or is Parks the corner?
Well, Parks is a safety.
Okay, because Parks just got he posted something about being voted like the leader of the room, like I guess a captain. He was only been there for 4 games at the end of last year, but he just put something on Instagram about being voted the leader of the room earlier this week.
We had Parks in the preseason, and I was expecting him to be very good for the team. We cut him. I don't know why we did, but I was
that could be a hidden gem for us, Joe. That really could
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
Will
I
Parks
think.
is good for
Look,
us.
I think we have a lot of depth at safety. Like we have a lot of guys, all that could play.
Mhm.
But Whitehead's the only right now solid starter, really good definite starter. Then you got a bunch of guys competing. Like you got LaMarcus Joyner, you got Pinnock with a very small sample size, Jason Pinnock, but played very well.
Yeah.
At safety, right?
And
then
now he's got a full offseason learning the position. They transitioned him from corner to safety mid-practice one day.
Right. Then
So now he's got a full offseason training as a safety, putting his body to be more of a safety.
Right.
What about Ashton Davis?
And then Ashton Davis is not horrible. Like at the
Special
worst,
teamer, in my opinion. Just a
Right,
special team guy. Good speed and can occasionally get out there and make a play, but I don't think anyone we can put a lot of stock in.
Yeah, he's more of an in the box kind of. You can't trust him in pass coverage, that's for sure.
No.
Oh man, we had Daniel Sorensen last year, and I don't know if y'all knew who Daniel Sorensen was, but he was
the
worst
turnstile.
Oh my gosh, he was the worst defensive player for 9 weeks. He was horrible.
The tight end Knox on Buffalo is still running on him.
I remember that game because I was just like, why do we have Daniel Sorensen starting over Juan Thornhill? And I don't know if y'all know who Juan Thornhill is, but we drafted him in the second round in 2019, and he had a very good rookie year, really, really good rookie year. He tore his ACL. So 2020 didn't play much, but we had to play Daniel Sorensen, and he was terrible. But again, our defensive coordinator he did not want to play Juan Thornhill, and I was just like, wow, because the whole fan base was like, play Juan Thornhill. He just wouldn't do it until Andy Reid actually told him to go and play Thornhill because Sorensen was just so bad to the point we were losing games because of him.
Yeah, no, it's a buddy of mine. I do a podcast on a IOW Sports Network, and one of the co-creators of that is a Chiefs fan. And, during the season, he does. Well, even now he does it, but he does weeknight shows at midnight. He does late night streams, and we were on that Monday night after the Bills Chiefs game, and it was literally an hour-long therapy session with him because he was just out of his mind, distraught. We talked about Sorensen and how awful he was for about 12 minutes. So I'm very schooled on the turnstile that is Sorensen.
Man, Sorensen. Oh man, Sorensen. The dude's awful. Point blank awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna run down and get a drink. So, guys, hold the fort.
So, what made you become a Chiefs fan?
Jamal Charles.
Okay.
He made me become a Chiefs fan because just watching him in general just makes Chiefs games fun because a lot of people who were Chiefs fans, or not Chiefs fans, but watched the Chiefs back then, were just like, we only watched the Chiefs because of Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
So
hey, give me 1 second. Hey, Talking Jets, have a good night, man. I can't share your comment, but I saw it pop up. Thanks for joining us. We connected on Twitter tonight too, so we'll talk some Jets on there, and we'll see you in the stream again. Have a good night, man. 5 days left, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait. Hey, you have a great night. Good night, bro. But
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Oh yeah. But yeah, no, man. Jamal Charles was a monster. I mean, he was great. He was such a good running
fantastic.
back.
He came in. This might be a little before your time, but he came in after Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes was destroying the NFL, man. I think he had 30-something touchdowns one year.
Yeah, he had 20, 29. And speaking of that, against the Falcons in 2004, 3, him and Derek Blaylock, a running back who we had back then, combined it for 9 touchdowns in one game.
Wow.
Rushing touchdowns.
Wow.
So, I mean, Priest Holmes, he was so good. I mean, he was so good. And
then he was a backup that nobody wanted in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then he had like one game. I think Jamal Lewis.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Jamal Lewis.
Yeah, it was Jamal Lewis.
Out. Wow, that's too much. All right. Put it back in there. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Priest Holmes had a nice game with Baltimore, and then he hit the market. The Chiefs got him, and then he just blew up into something that nobody saw coming.
And speaking of that, is in 2002, we drafted Larry Johnson with our first round pick, and we didn't need a running back. We need, our defense was terrible, so having him and Larry Johnson carry the load. Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal.
Wild.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys couldn't stop anybody, but you guys could score with anybody.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we drafted Jamal Charles in 2003. He got his chance in 2009 when Larry Johnson got cut, and he went on a 4-game stretch where he had 600 yards in 4 games. Like, he was that good.
I lived it, man. It was. What's so crazy is that you had Jamal Charles, you had Larry Johnson, you had Priest Holmes, you had Christian Okoye earlier, going back before. If you know the history of your team, you know what I'm talking about.
Great.
Barry Ward. Mm-hmm. You've had big, monstrous, like destruction type of running backs who can either run through you, run by you, run past you, whatever. And you added somebody like Holmes, Johnson, Charles to this team now. Like, that's the only thing they're missing. They're missing a guy that they can give the ball to 20, 25 times a game, and he can go for 180.
Yeah, but can we also borrow Revis right now? We need him, especially right now. Oh, man. But, yeah, man, I mean, watching those times, man, it was great. I mean, Jamal Charles, him going 190 yards each and every game, it was great.
It was wild. It was literally, how many is he going to go for? Like, the over-under was 2.5, like, for touchdowns. You took the over because he was getting 3 a game.
And he actually still holds the NFL record for most yards per carry. He's just insane. And the one moment that really made me, realize, like, this guy's special was that 99 touchdown against the Saints in 2012.
Yeah.
A 99-yard touchdown. But
so what do you see happening in the division this year?
Oh man.
Take your Chiefs glasses off and honestly assess your division with all the additions to that division this year.
I think, just look at this. I think for sure there's going to be 3 teams out of the AFC West that are playoff contenders. I think they are.
I think you could get 4.
Possibly. But, like, from seeing it from this, the 2 biggest teams, in my opinion, that are a threat are the Broncos and the Chargers.
Really? You got the you're not counting the Raiders? There's a threat, adding Devontae Adams and adding Chandler Jones?
No, and here's why. Let's look at the Broncos team. You have a solid O-line. You have a great receiving core. You have Russell Wilson, who is arguably a top 10 QB. Well, he is a top 10 QB. You have a pretty good tight end in Albert O. Your defense is, we don't even have to talk about the defense. The defense is stacked.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Chargers. O-line, you need to add a tackle. They need a right tackle bad. But other than that, their O-line's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Your receivers are good. You have Joshua Palmer, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Jalen Guyton. Yeah, you have guys of that nature. Welcome back, Jeremy.
Hey, Bob.
I think, he's muted.
We're talking. You're on mute, Jeremy. You're on mute.
Yeah.
I was going to say thank you, our new host, Clutch, welcoming me back. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm eating another slice, so I'm throwing him questions about, like, the AFC West, and he's giving his thoughts right now on the division this year.
I love it. I think we got a future YouTube content provider.
Yeah.
Hey, I've been I've been thinking about doing this YouTube stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if I should do it.
Hey man, you sound like for 17 years old. I'm very impressed with your knowledge. I'm impressed with how in depth your analysis is. Some guys just mention players and that's it, but you're like breaking them down, and you have input on it. So I would recommend getting into it, man.
I appreciate it. I mean, I'm thankful for Listen, I love football. I love football in general. You always got to go into context about stuff. I don't.
You play football?
I'm not the type. Go ahead, my fault.
Do you play football?
Yeah, I do.
What do you play?
I position. I'm an edge. I'm an edge.
I coach defense. I love when people tell me their position and they say defense first. Like youth kids are like, I play cornerback. I don't want to talk to you. Get out of my face, kid.
No, listen. I love playing in the trenches. It's so fun. It is so fun.
Non-stop action.
Yeah, exactly. But back to the AFC West question. So you look at the Broncos. They're stacked. Team's solid. The Chargers. Their cornerback room is pretty good. You have Michael Davis, J.C. Jackson. You have some other. Asante Samuel Jr. Safety, Derwin James, Nasir Adderley. You also have some other guys in that nature. Now, the biggest question to me is that linebacking core, because that linebacking core was awful last year. I like Kenneth Murray, but, that's about it. He was terrible. So you add Sebastian Joseph Day, who's a solid player. That's for sure going to shore up your run game. So I think the Chargers probably have a better roster right now than the Raiders do, frankly, because I think the Raiders still need to add some spots, especially because their O-line is terrible. If you look at it, they didn't really add anybody on that O-line. Their linebacking core is kind of iffy because they dealt with a lot of injuries last year at the linebacking core. So, again, a sleeper, in my opinion. The Raiders could add a linebacker in the first round. I'm just going to say that right now. But, yeah, that's my thoughts on the AFC West. Now, obviously, from the Chiefs, you're good on. I think you're good on offense. I think potentially you could trade up for a receiver depending on the board falls. Your O-line is a top 5 O-line. I don't think anybody doubts that. You have a good running back by committee. Your offense is pretty much the same. Now, on defense, you have a big hole at corner and edge. You need to add 2 edges, and they need to both come in and start because Frank Clark he's a rotational guy. He's just a rotational guy at this point. And you don't really have anybody on the opposite side, especially if Melvin Ingram doesn't come back. So you have a big hole at corner and edge, and I actually think the Chiefs are going to go edge corner in the first round in this year's draft. If the Chiefs stay where they're at, I think a corner and edge is going to be where they target. Or if a guy like Jameson Williams falls or a guy like Drake London falls, I think the Chiefs do go ahead and trade up in this draft.
I have to tell you, man, I am very impressed with your takes for being 17 years old talking NFL football. Like, honestly, like I'm not blowing smoke and I have no reason to. Like, I'm literally sitting here impressed with your knowledge and your analysis. Good for you, man.
I appreciate it.
I would definitely get into this. Whether it's just hopping on with us once in a while until you get more comfortable, but I think you got something here, man. I think your knowledge is very, very good.
Hey, I appreciate it, but I love talking football with y'all, especially in the chat because it's always fun talking football in the chat. And it's interesting to see what other teams do. So I just I look at the other teams. I go into deep analysis about the other teams and what they need and stuff like that. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. That's, from your comments in the chat, I'll be honest, I thought you were much older because of the way you're able to comment. Yeah, I would have never guessed you were 17 based off your interaction in the chat the last couple of weeks.
No, I appreciate it because, you always got to be humble. It doesn't matter, what experience you're going in. So, I try to treat everybody like positively and try to, don't want to pick fights with anybody, so I just want to treat everybody with respect and yeah, just talk football in general. That's what I love to do.
Yeah. Joe Malone's got a question, Jay. Who the Jets going for wide receiver?
well, I know that it's not too popular with you. Are you asking? Are you asking Clutch who he thinks that we're going to take? Because you know that me and Nick are
I, wa-
thinking Jameson Williams, but
I
and
want
I
to.
know But go ahead, Clutch.
So I'm gonna be honest. I think that the way I've seen the reports from like the Jets media and stuff like that, I think you guys go corner edge. That's from what I've seen. I don't know if that's what you guys' perspective is on stuff like that, but I think you guys do go corner edge.
Corner.
And
I would be shocked with corner because
Really?
yes, if you look at the history of the first round picks of the 49ers building this scheme the last 10 years, they never took a corner once in the first round.
Well, that makes sense.
In the top 15, all they take are edge, D lineman, offensive lineman.
I mean,
later in the round, mid round, and later in the round, like they took Brandon Ayuk at 24, I think.
30. It was 31.
Okay, so they take receivers late. They've grabbed a couple safeties later in the round, but when it's early, it's been Armstead, Solomon Thomas, Bosa, Buckner. It's been McGlinchey, Ayupati, Anthony Davis. It's been offensive linemen and defensive linemen, time and time again. There's never been a corner taken.
And Joshua Garnett too, because they took him in the 2016 draft. But you look at it. I think there was 4 years where they actually took defensive linemen. 4 years straight where they took defensive linemen.
Javon Kinlaw was in there too.
Yeah. But
they have shown that this scheme, if our defensive line is elite, it allows the cornerbacks to do less. They don't need to do it for as long. Because if you know you're getting to the quarterback, your back end can press a little bit and maybe take a chance because you know that the guys are going to get home and they're going to get to the quarterback.
100%. That's why having the trenches is important.
My jaw would drop if you're a fan of Family Guy, you know the meme or the GIF where Brian the dog's jaw drops on the table. That would be me if it's Ahmad Gardner or Stingley or any corner in round 1 or 2. My jaw.
Really?
Yes.
I've heard from like a bunch of, because I've heard on Twitter and on YouTube and stuff like that. I've heard that the Jets want a corner and edge. So that's interesting because
a lot of fans want a corner because they don't know the intricacies of the scheme and they think like Rex is still coaching the team. And when Rex coached the team, it was man press. It was Revis and Cromartie pressing up at the line.
Kyle Wilson too.
Yeah, I mean, you had guys who could, but that was a man zone. That was a man to man every play. We very, very rarely played a zone. Maybe on like 3rd and 25, they would drop into something. But it was man press coverage all the time with Rex. And some fans get fascinated with that, saying, we need a number 1 corner. We need a number 1 corner. No, what we need is a number 1 D line. We need a D line that can get there and allow the back end to play with 7. The Giants won 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots while getting there with 4. The 49ers got to the Super Bowl while getting there with 4. The Bucs won the Super Bowl by just sending 4 with an asterisk because the Packers and the Chiefs offensive lines were so beat up. That's a phony Super Bowl in my opinion.
And Nick, to your point, you're looking at teams now. They're really not investing much in the corner, especially the Chiefs, because the Chiefs never invest in the corner. So from now, I think teams are actually starting to get that the trenches are more important than the settler. I don't want to come back. I don't want to say this wrong, but that the D line makes the corner's job more easier because when you can pressure consistently, it makes your corners much better. I mean, it makes your corners much better.
Absolutely. When you can get there, the trenches are the most important part because when your D line's good, no one's getting to your linebackers. They can run freely. When your D line is good and they're getting to the quarterback, your corners cover for less. On the opposite side, when the O line is good, the quarterback's got more time to throw. Your receivers have more time for routes. Your running backs have better holes. Everything gets better when your line is good on each side of the ball.
100%.
I want to answer this. Who you all got after Jameson Williams, London, and Garrett? My rankings are Williams, Wilson, London, Olave, Burks. That's my top 5.
Yeah, that's fair. Can I give my top 5?
Yeah. Go ahead, man. Thanks for the question, Joe.
I have Garrett as 1. I still think he's the best receiver in this class, but I've been kind of flip-flopping between him and Jameson. I have Jameson 2. Have London
Does
3.
Jameson's injury change that for you, or is that just if Jameson's 100% healthy, you still have Wilson as 1, or does the injury move him down?
The injury plays a part into it, but the big thing for me is I think Garrett Wilson's route running is really going to help him, in the next level. So I think Jameson still needs to work on his route running. But overall, yeah, I mean, Jameson is number 2. Number 3, I have London. I have London at 3. 4, I have Olave. No, I have Burks over Olave. Then 5, I have Olave.
Okay.
Because, I mean, I think Burks is underrated, especially for what he's done in college. Because he really was the Razorbacks offense, the Arkansas's offense last year and the last couple of years. So I think he's underrated.
Okay, that's good. I believe I'm with all of that.
Oh yeah.
What we got in the chat? I know we're winding down. We're getting up on 3 hours here. We got any other questions in the chat? Anybody got anything they want us to discuss? Throw it out there. We will be glad to throw it up on the board here and attack it for you. All right, I'm going to throw something out. Jeremy, I'll throw this to you first.
Okay.
Give me your Aaron Rodgers for this draft. Give me the player that you could see falling and that is sitting there uncomfortably every pick getting put on camera waiting for the phone to ring.
That's a good question. So someone who's gonna fall and they're waiting for the phone to ring,
remember when Aaron Rodgers was sitting there and they thought he would be the first quarterback taken, and they kept showing him, getting frustrated, sliding into the 20s. Who's the guy who you think will be in attendance who could possibly fall and have that awkward moment? Or if you don't think anybody, if you think it's going to be, if you don't think it's anyone, say that.
No, I think that's Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley could be that guy for sure. Like he might slip further than people think. If Minnesota Vikings, everyone has them going to the Vikings. What if the Vikings don't do it? What if the Vikings?
I've had the Vikings taking Linderbaum to put in front of Cousins and Cook. I've had them taking Linderbaum because they need interior line help.
Yeah. So you just that's possible. It could happen. So.
All right, Clutch. What about you? Who's the player you think you could see sliding?
Oh man. I think Drake London is one. I think with his injury, I think Nick, you said this on one of the live streams. You could just tell that his ankle really wasn't as healthy as people thought it was. Because when he caught that ball, he kind of came down. He kind of he's kind of limping after that. Like he didn't trust his ankle. So I think Drake
and
London,
the fact that they pushed that back 2 weeks, they pushed that back from the 1st to the 15th, just to give him a little more time.
100%. So I think Drake London is one. Treylon Burks is another guy. But the shocker to me, and just my opinion, I think Kayvon Thibodeau could be something like that. If teams actually do have a concern.
Blasphemous. Boot him out of here now.
No, but I'm just saying from like a team perspective, if the team actually has concerns with Thibodeau, I think he could start to fall. I really think he could. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I think it's always a possibility that it definitely could happen. Mm-hmm. So that's just my thoughts. But someone who's going to be a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick, falling down to 20, I don't know if I can, see somebody in this draft doing it. I can't say quarterback because this quarterback class is not very good. But that's just my thoughts.
I'm going with I did a full round 1 mock the other day, and I did bonus picks early into round 2 to cover the Jets picks. Mm-hmm. And I had Kenny Pickett falling to Seattle at pick 39. or 40. I think they picked 40, 41. I had Pickett falling. Like I don't see Pickett. I know some people. Listen, it only takes one team for a guy not to fall, but I could see Pickett going on a landslide here. I really can.
Yeah.
I think Willis has more athletic ability. I think Corral's a better thrower of the ball. I think Sam Howell could be a better long-term, like sit behind Jared Goff. That's why I took him today at 32. I've been very big on Howell at 32 to the Lions with the Rams pick.
Yeah, I actually do like Howell, and here's why. If you look at the film, his deep ball it amazes me because he just throws it up deep and it's in the air for like 5 seconds. Like his deep ball is insane to me.
Yeah.
I guess I could see that.
I'm forgetting who it was, but somebody I just can't remember who it was. They were showing and talking about there's some player that's going to draft day that's going to be there on Thursday night that I was laughing because like I'm forgetting who it was. It was somebody that we always have projected for like third round or something. And I'm just like, what is that guy doing? Like he's just going to sit there all night and humiliate himself. And I can't remember who it is. I'm trying so hard to remember who it is, but I couldn't.
Oh, what? He's going to the draft?
Somebody is going Thursday night that I don't think is going to go even
Who?
in the second round. I can't remember. I'm going to try to remember. I'm like sitting here like fighting with myself for the last 10 minutes trying to struggle to remember the guy. But it was someone we all know the name, but I just couldn't believe that he thought
Kyler Gordon?
It may have been Kyler Gordon. They showed him on ESPN or some show, like he was on TV. Like,
all right, hold on. I got the list right here of guys attending.
Okay, yeah, read through it.
All right, Willis, Corral, Wilson, Williams, London, Olave, no, Neal, Aquanu, Cross, Zion Johnson, Aiden Hutchinson, Thibodeau, Jermaine Johnson, Karlaftis, Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, Devin Lloyd, N'Kobe Dean, Sauce Gardner, Kyler Gordon. Yeah, it's got to be Gordon.
It's got to be Gordon.
And Hamilton. I don't know. I think the NFL does this based off of feedbacks from the team, right?
So I think Kyler Gordon does not go day one. I think he goes day two. I don't think Kyler Gordon makes it into day one.
I would be shocked. I mean, maybe
No.
somebody like the Chiefs at the end of the round.
No.
I'm talking. It could be him. It could be Khair Elam. Like I've had them tied to you guys. I like the CBS Sports has the article, the names listed, and then listen to this: takeaways from list of attendances. Bullet point number 1: just because someone is attending doesn't mean they are guaranteed to be a first-round pick. The NFL generally invites players expected to be picked early, but in-person prospects have waited until day 2 before.
Yeah,
Pickett's not in attendance because the second bullet says the most notable takeaway is probably the absence of Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. Plenty consider Pickett's movies, number 2. His team Pickett's very possibly beside down. There's 2 reasons he wouldn't be invited or decline the offer. He'd rather celebrate his NFL entry at home, or he and his team think it's very possible he could slide or even be out of the first round and have refused the offer to go. So
I got a question.
I got to change my pick then because I thought Pickett was going to be there.
I got a question.
I'll take Kyle Hamilton.
Who do you guys think is going to go in the first round, but nobody knew he was going to go? Like a random name, like a random player that goes in the first round that nobody knew was going to go in the first round.
Roger McCreary.
I wouldn't be shocked, but after his combine performance and his size, I guess you could say that.
I just love his hands. Like I love the way he gets his hands in there and he causes, the way he just comes in and like will pop the ball out of somebody's hands like at the last second, cause fumbles when he's tackling. Like when I watch his highlights, I was just like, man, this guy could be a turnover machine for his team.
Yeah, I mean he's a really good like solid press corner. Like he's gonna be a solid corner in my opinion. Like I really think he's going to. I think I could see a team taking him in the first round. I think it's more likely that he falls to day 2 instead of day 1.
Yeah, more likely. I'm just saying, if somebody was to shock us, that would be the one that I would pick.
I'll go with Quay Walker.
Yeah, I've
Mm.
heard I've heard some mocks have Quay Walker going the first, but yeah, that would
And
definitely.
I'll even go bolder with the prediction. Quay Walker gets drafted before his teammate Nakobe Dean.
Wow. I mean,
That would be a shock, right? Like Quay Walker's a very good player, and we've all been on him, but I don't think anyone's ever had him round one.
I've seen a mock.
Early three. He's been living.
Yeah, I've seen a mock where they had him going to the Titans in round 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A professional or an amateur mock?
Yeah, at CBS.
Oh, that's amateur. Those guys.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but yeah, no, that would definitely shock me. I want to see
Quay Walker going before Dean, Nakobe Dean would be, I think, a huge.
Here's one.
Huge shock.
Tariq Woolen. Y'all know who Tariq Woolen is, right?
I do. Yeah. I was on him. I chose him for the Jets in round 4 in early February, late January.
He's gonna go
6'4", 218. I'm like, and they're like, his hips are smooth. He runs like he's 5'10". I'm like, all right, screw it. Let me take this guy. Sounds good. And then ever since then, man, it's been shooting up charts. And I was like, you know what? I was on this guy in the 4th round.
Yeah, he's gonna go day 2. I mean, his combine numbers were impressive. Like his length and his size, and he runs a 4.28, and his 3-cone and his agility drills were. I mean, he blew up the combine.
Yeah, the scouting report was dead on with him. Like that, I read it, and it was a month before the combine, and I'll never forget. He's 6'4", but he runs like he's 5'10". His hips, his transition, everything is smooth. He does not run like a 6'4" guy would run.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm trying to think of another guy.
I'm gonna throw this name out. Troy Anderson from Montana State.
It's
another guy who could go earlier than expected.
I've actually seen rumors of him actually going in the first round, and I've seen like mocks picking up of him going in the first round. So that would definitely shock me because Troy Anderson, I mean, he's a good player. I mean, he's a very good player, but him going first round would just surprise me.
And I got one more. I'm gonna throw out Josh Pascal, edge from Kentucky. That's another guy that I could see going a little earlier, maybe ahead of some guys, maybe ahead of Mafe, late 1, early 2. 6'5", like 260. I like him.
What?
I haven't tied him to the Jets too much, but I could see if we miss out on Thibodeau, I could see the Jets going for a guy like that in 2, and then and having a similar size and frame to Thibodeau and Johnson if we don't get them.
Another guy that I like is Sam Williams from Ole Miss. He's I mean, he had 12 sacks last year, and man, he has really good motor. He has a really good potential, but I think he's more of a round 3, round 4 pick. But he's really good.
One of the things that it's got to be tough for GMs to differentiate is with the passing explosion, sack numbers are inflated, right? Like now all of a sudden, 20 years ago, you threw the ball 22 to 24 times a game in college, most schools, right? It was running games. It was ground and pound. It was big fat linemen and running behind them. And the running backs were the bread and butter of football. Now it's 3, 4, 5 wide receiver sets. You're passing the ball more, so there's more opportunities for sacks. So to be a GM or to be a scout, yes, Dark Soldier, we're still going. Dark Soldier took a nap, came back, we're still here.
I just saw that
when
comment.
you look at what GMs and scouts have to do now, it's like, okay, is this guy getting sacks because of the passing explosion? Because now there's some teams are throwing it 50, 60 times a game. So obviously the opportunity to get more sacks are there. Or, what's the reason? Is this an elite edge rusher or is this a guy who accumulates stats? Like I'm a Yankee fan. And I will say this, the actions by those people at the stadium today disturb me. And I hope to God they get banned for life and never get to attend another Yankee game. I hate people like that throwing stuff on the field to players. That was just stupid and awful and embarrassing. to an entire fan base that 50 people decided to be absolute jerks. But I always called Jorge Posada tack on Georgie. If the Yankees were up 8-3, Georgie would hit a 3-run home run to make it 11-3. If the Yankees were down 5-3, he would pop up into the infield. Like Jorge Posada was not clutch. He was like a compiler for me. Like I know he had some nice moments in the postseason, but like throughout the marathon of a regular season, he was a compiler. Like I never considered him an elite catcher, hitter, because of the fact that it wasn't big moments that he was taking advantage of. It was like non-pressure moments that he excelled in. So it's like kind of like the same thing now for the scouts trying to find an edge rusher.
Yeah, 100%.
Give me a sec. Give me 2 seconds. All right, or not. I'm not.
That was a fast. That was a quick 2 seconds.
Yes. Yes, it was. Excuse me.
Yeah, so it's interesting because I think every fan base in the world has that fear, right? That, like, 50 people are going to be really stupid and do something really stupid, and then the whole world is going to reflect it as those Yankee fans. You know, like it's like, and it's not true because I used to go to a lot of Yankee games, and it was not like that at all. For the most part, everybody was there to have a good time and loves their
I'm
team.
part of the Yankee fan base that will call out those fans and go after them for being idiots.
Yeah. It's annoying.
I'm gonna hop off this, but I appreciate y'all for letting me join.
Yeah,
problem,
Coach.
man.
We'll have you back on. We'll have you back on after the draft at some point to talk about your reaction
Oh, yeah.
to the Chiefs.
I can't
And
wait.
the next time we have you on, make sure the battery is charged.
But yeah, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you. You guys have a blessed night.
All right,
Anytime,
take care.
man. It was a pleasure. It was great talking to you. It really was.
Yep.
Deli commented, coughing up a lung, go get some fluids. Well, I had to use the late night pipe to get me ready for bed, so it didn't hit. It hit a little harder than I expected it to.
We've both been sick for. That's what you. Okay. So
Yes,
for me, it's I
yes.
understand.
That's why I cut the feed real quick. The
Try
boy's sleeping. I got to take. You can see the eyes; they're a little glossy. I got to take a hit or two, and then it knocks me out, and I sleep very well.
Well, it's time to wrap it up. Everyone who stayed with us, thanks. I mean, that's crazy that you stayed here with us this long. I've been out of it for a long
Dark
time.
Soldier went to work and came back, and we were still here.
That's absolutely insane. But hey, we'll be back tomorrow night. I'll be back with Dom C tomorrow night. We'll see you at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Sunday nights. We're a little bit earlier on Sunday nights. We will see you then. Nick, thanks for coming on. It's
Always, man. You know that.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and I appreciate it. And let's enjoy I'm gonna enjoy a little bit. It's earlier here, so I'm gonna go down and watch a movie. And I think I ordered some Del Taco, which is like a Taco Bell type of thing. So we're gonna eat some more and watch a movie and maybe drink a little, and maybe I won't say it on air. But anyway, have a great night, everybody. Good night, Deli. I can't believe you're here. Dark Soldier, good night. Those of you still left, Jason. Wow, look how many people are still here. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff.
Joe
We got a good
Malone,
following. We got a lot of good people in the subs.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We have a great community here. So
Absolutely.
everybody
Glad to
take
be a
care.
part of it.
Absolutely, yeah, man, it's awesome. Me
Hey,
too.
tell your friends. Share the stream on your Facebook, your Twitters. Share the stream. Share Jets groups that you're in. Let them know, hey, or even if you're not a fan of the Jets, other teams, say, hey, this is a good show. It's a lot of fun. Chat is good and respectful. The people kind of know what they're talking about. But yeah, man, let's all help this grow, man. We all grow together.
See you tomorrow, everyone.
Good night.
Oh yeah, go. Amazing. That's my boy.
breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good.
Overtime.
Overtime. Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown!
This is a touchdown all the way.